你唔早啲講嘅你哋，好，等我 share 翻個畫面先。好，一錄緊啦，因為可能我唔小心揩咗個掣。OK，係啦，咁啊，從頭嚟過啦。咁啊，講下我哋呢一科啦，會講啲咩嘢啦？咁我哋呢一科咧，主要咧就會教大家咧去做一啲 character design 嘅。咁呢一科嘅 character design 咧。哦，係啦，呢個 character design 咧，其實我哋咧就會學唔同嘅 character 嘅 design 啦。我哋會包括會學一啲可能人形嘅角色嘅設計啦，我哋可能會學一啲機械嘅角色嘅設計啦。咁甚至乎我哋會學一啲可能動物形態嘅 character design 嘅設計啦。咁就係呢一科會主要講嘅內容嚟嘅。So actually in this module we were talking about the character design, including design some of the human character and maybe some of the animal character and maybe some of the robots character. OK， 咁呢啲唔同嘅角色嘅設計咧，究竟我哋會係設計呢個咩嘅內容咧？咩 topics 咧？咁就好 depends on 呢份功課嗰個要求啦。So, but actually, when we're talking about the character design, actually, what kind of character we are going to design? Actually, we will base on the project. Okay, so actually, I will explain the project later when we're talking about the assignment. Okay. 咁至於我哋呢一科裏面咧，其實我哋就當然係講 character design 啦，我哋就會由講啲咩開始咧，我哋就會由 research 開始講起嘅，即係例如可能你收到個 project 啦，我要設計某一個男孩小男孩嘅角色啦，咁可能我要設計啦，咁我就要諗下啦，究竟我要點樣開始設計我呢個角色咧？係咪一嚟我就即刻喺張紙度畫一堆嘅角色出嚟咧，咁唔係嘅。我哋會一開始咧會由 research 啦，我會教大家點樣去揾一啲合適嘅 research 啦。然之後喺啲 research 裏面，我哋點樣去揾到啲合適嘅嘢，然之後咧將呢啲元素放落去我哋啲 draft 嘅 design 裏面啦。So in this module, we will start talking about how to do the research, okay? Because you know that there's a lot of information in the internet, okay? How we find a proper research and then how we analyze what we find in the research. And then we're talking about how to apply, okay, the research on your design, okay? 好啦，咁當你揾咗一啲research 之後咯，咁我哋咧就會開始 draft 下我哋一啲嘅 idea 咯喎，咁我哋係咪？咁我哋就可能會攞啲紙攞啲筆我哋就隨住我哋個睇到嘅一啲 research，我哋就開始可能會有啲好多靈感啊，我哋就好多靈感喺我哋腦裏面啦。咁我哋咧就可以將呢啲咁嘅靈感咧，就即刻好快咁咧，唔需要畫得靚嘅，係啦，好快咁樣將你可能因為你睇完一堆資料嘛，可能你個腦裏面咧突然間會湧現咗一堆唔同嘅可能，關於呢一個 character，你就即刻好快咁樣 sketch 落嗰啲紙張裏面啦，咁去記錄翻你腦裏面咧浮現咗嘅一啲影像啦。So, once you've got some of the research, maybe you got a lot of idea in your mind, okay? And then you need to draw it down. Okay, you need to have a pencil or paper, and then you need to draw all the idea in your mind and put it onto the paper, and that is the draft. Okay，咁你哋呢啲 draft 咧，我會建議大家咧就係有咁多得咁多咯，畫咁多得咁多，即係可能你試下唔同嘅高矮身形啊，唔同嘅肥矮啊，唔同嘅面型啊，唔同嘅圓形啊、方形啊、三角形啊，你會試唔同嘅 shape 咯。咁你就 draft 晒落去呢一張嘅紙張裏面啦。咁可能 let's say 你 draft 咗20-30個咁樣嘅唔同嘅 draft 啦。咁然之後我哋就會喺呢啲20-30個嘅唔同嘅 draft 裏面咧，我哋就會抽啲最正嘅角色啦。咁我會遲啲一路上堂嘅時候就會話俾你聽點樣抽啲靚嘅角色咧？咩為之靚咧？係咪個形態靚就叫靚咧？咁其實我會到時會再同你哋講解噶啦，即係點樣為之靚嘅角色。Okay, so once you draft a lot of idea from your mind and put it on the paper, let's say maybe you got maybe over 20 to 30 draft. Okay, remember the draft should be very sketchy, very rough. Okay, because you don't need to draw it in detail. Okay, because you need to drop a lot of different idea onto the paper first, and then I will teach you how to pick the best design from this draft, okay? And I will talking about in the lesson, I will tell you what should I consider when I picking the best character. Doesn't mean that the character should look good or not, okay? I will talking about what is my decision, okay, when I picking the idea. 好啦，咁我可能我揀咗一個比較好啲嘅 design 之後啦，咁我哋就會上顏色噶啦。咁上顏色咧，我哋都會一樣啦，我哋會試唔同嘅顏色啦，因為你唔會一下子揀嗰隻顏色一定係最靚噶嘛，係咪？咁我哋可能就會試下唔同嘅可能啦。不如我試下紅色嘅啦。嗱，紅色大家都明白，紅色有唔同嘅紅色噶嘛，有深淺嘅紅色噶嘛，係咪？偏橙嘅紅喎，又會有，或者偏紫色嘅紅嘅都有噶噃，係咪？咁我都要試唔同嘅顏色，睇下邊一隻顏色嘅 combination 係最靚噶嘛，係咪？或者最即眼睇落去最舒服嘅，或者觀眾睇落去最舒服嘅，係嘛？咁我哋就會做呢啲咩顏色嘅測試啦。So once you have got the character design, okay, and then you will apply the colors onto your character. Let's say you are going to apply the red color on your character, but you know that red color, we got different kind of red color. We have different saturation of red. We have different brightness of the red, okay? We have different kind of red color, okay? So you will try to apply different kind of red color on your character and see which one is the best. Maybe the color harmony will look the best, okay? 咁你上完咗個顏色，咁我哋揀咗個最靚啦，咁我哋就會畫下唔同嘅角度啊，唔同嘅透視啊，咁去同埋會設計埋個面部表情啊，咁啊完完整整咧就成個 character design 啦。So once you apply the color and then you pick the best color combination, and then you also need to draw the character in different perspective, okay? And also you need to design the facial expression, okay? So that you will see that the character with a full set of detail, okay? We've got the different perspective of the character, you got the facial expression, and then you got some description next to the character, okay? To describe this character, OK？咁成個角色設計嘅流程大致上就會係咁樣樣啦。無論我哋將來做乜嘢嘅功課都好啦，大約都會go through晒頭先嘅流程，由 research 到 draft 到 final design 到上顏色，到畫唔同嘅透視設計嘅表情，大致上都係有經歷過呢啲嘅表情即係呢個流程㗎啦。Okay, no matter what assignment you're going to do, but we still need to go through all this process, starting from research, drafting, finalize your design, applying the color, drawing the perspective, and you also design the facial expression. Okay, the whole process. Okay, no matter what kind of assignment you're working on, you also need to go through all this process. 係啦，咁留意翻啦，我哋嘅科嘅功課咧，其實頭先我都點解花啲時間去講成個過程係啲乜嘢嘢咧？因為成個嘅 design 嘅過程咧，我都係好需要大家係記錄低嘅，係啦，即係有啲同學會話，咁我係交 character design 功課，我咪淨係交個 final outcome 咧，就已經可以嘅咧？咁係咪咁樣叫交咗份功課咧？咁我記得啦，就唔係嘅。唔係，係啦，咁咧大家其實交呢一科嘅功課咧，我係會好着重於大家咧，中間由開始到中間，你個腦點樣去思考？點解喺咁多個 design 裏面，你偏唔揀 A 係要揀 B？咁你一定有原因㗎，係咪？你要話翻俾我聽咯，點解你唔揀 A 要揀 B 啊？係啦，我要睇下你個思維嘅諗法係唔係好 logic 嘅，係唔係真係經過你嘅深思熟慮？你即係可能你原來做咗好多 research，你知道原來係 B 咧係好過 A 嘅喎，咁你都要寫翻出嚟啦。咁我會知道你真係原來所有嘅嘢你都係有理據，你有根據，然之後你就take 你呢個 decision，你揀咗呢一個結果。你就算揀顏色，頭先講咗啦，點解你最終係揀呢個顏色，唔揀咗另一個顏色啊？原來你又係睇咗好多嘅參考，你發覺呢個顏色係最係表達到你嗰個 concept 嘅。咁我會知道你一步步你腦裡面嘅思考嘅過程係好合理，好有依據，好根據。咁我哋見到你一步步咁去達至你個最 final 嘅 outcome，咁成個 process 都要放喺你個功課裏面嘅，即係話你嘅功課唔係一張紙或者一啲乜嘢，淨係得個最後結果個成果，而係我會中間睇到你中間點樣去諗嘢，點樣去篩選，點樣去揀，然之後去到完成嘅作品，成個過程都需要記錄在案。所以有啲同學仔話：哇，我啲 draft 好核突啊！你真係要我放佢入去啊？係，我真係要你放佢入去，因為我會睇到你嘅進步。由你啲 draft 可能好草嘅，好 rough 嘅，但係有咗雛形㗎啦，我見到。但係跟住我就見到你點樣由個雛形一步步變得好靚、好完整咧，係嘛？呢個就係個重點啦。So, in the design process, actually, it's very important. Okay, I need to know what is your thinking process. What is your critical thinking? Okay, how you making the decision? Okay, for example, you draw a lot of draft. Okay, let's say 20 of draft. Okay, how you pick the best from out of these 20. Okay, I'm not I'm not you, so how can I know why you pick that best design? Okay, so you need to maybe you need to write down something in the PowerPoint, and then you need to describe why you pick this one instead of the other. Okay, for example, when you're doing the color experiment, okay, you try different color combination, okay, and then you finally pick the option C. Okay, and then you need to tell me why you pick option C instead of option A or B. Okay, so in all this design process, I need you to maybe you need to write down a very short description to explain how you think. Okay, so all this thinking process, okay, the development process, okay, you also need to put in your assignment. Okay, so in your assignment, it's not just a final outcome. You also need to show me all the steps, okay, all your decision, okay, that you have been made, okay, and then I will know that why you will do something like this, okay. So for all the assignment, you also need to keep all the design process, the development process, and I will assess all this process, okay, in order to just assess the final outcome. OK，係啦，咁至於好啦，我講完大致上，我哋其實原來成科嘢咧，就我唔係着重於只係個結果啦，而係中間個過程我都好緊張啦，好緊要啦。咁好啦，到大家可能就會問啦，咁我有啲乜嘢準備嚟去上堂嘅咧？我有冇啲咩 equipment 我哋可以預先安排去準備去上堂嘅咧？咁咧，我會講解下啦。So that you will know that the design process is very important, and then maybe you will think what equipment you need, okay, so that you can complete the assignment, okay。好啦，咁首先咧，我就覺得例如 drafting 嗰個 stage，即係頭先講咗啦，可能揾完啲 research 咧，你就會 draft 一啲idea 啦，咁你可能就會有你個腦裏邊咧就諗咗好多隻 idea 啦，咁可能你就 draft 可能20至30個唔同嘅 draft 啦，咁其實 draft 呢個 stage 咧，我係容許大家係用紙同筆嘅，係啦，因為原因咧，我會覺得好多時咧呢啲 brainstorm 嘅情況咧，好多時咧係你會無端端可能坐緊巴士啊，可能搭緊地鐵啊，可能我唔知你喺度發緊呆啊嘅時候，突然間嘅靈感就會湧現㗎啦嘛，你明白係咪？咁我唔會叫你，喂，你坐喺個電腦前面啦，跟住攞你個 Wacom 啦出嚟 draft 啲 idea 啦，反而我 逼你坐喺個電腦前面咧，去諗啲 idea 嘅時候咧，你分分鐘嗰刻咧就會突然間咧就乜都諗唔到噶啦，就乜都 draft 唔到噶咯喎，係咪啊？即係我諗大家都經歷過呢一啲情況噶啦。咁所以咧有陣時我覺得 draft 咧係真係可以即係可以畫喺紙畫喺筆嘅。咁你要準備嘅嘢咪就係紙咯。同埋筆咯，咁但係我會建議你哋啦，即係例如我頭先講啦，有機會你哋可能係坐緊巴士啊，搭緊地鐵翻學嘅時候啊，你突然間有靈感啊，咁你 draft 啦，咁我希望大家咧即係會變咗可能有本 sketchbook 可以更新啦，咁你個 sketchbook 咧就最好係冇間線嗰啲啦，係嘛？即係因為咧你之後咧需要將佢影翻相放翻，因為頭先我講啦，呢啲 process 好緊要噶嘛。係咪？咁你畫完呢啲 draft，你雖然話喺 sketchbook 度啫，我都需要你將佢放翻入即係個電腦裏面，放翻落個功課裏面嘅。咁即係話你要 digitize 咗佢啦，係咪？咁如果你本身真係得意啦畫咗喺啲有間線嘅簿啊，或者你係畫喺張雜誌嘅紙度咁樣，你點 scan 入電腦度啫？係咪？咁所以咧，你最好就有本 sketchbook 啦，細細本得㗎啦。係啦，即係細本到 pocket size 就 OK 㗎啦。咁你咪隨時放喺個袋度咯。你突然間坐喺巴士有靈感嘅，你咪即刻畫落去嗰本簿度咯。咁如果佢本身係一張白紙嗰啲 sketchbook 嗰啲小簿仔咧，咁其實你已經即刻之後影相，咁已經好乾淨啦，係咪？咁咪唔使煩咯。So for the drafting stage, okay, I allowed you to using the paper and pencil to draw your idea, okay? Because you know that sometime when we got the idea, maybe you are on the bus or maybe you are taking the MTR and then suddenly you come up with some idea in your mind, okay? So I believe that maybe it's a good idea to have a pencil or a pen or anything and with a sketchbook, maybe a pocket size sketchbook in your bag, okay? So that once you maybe on your bus and suddenly you got an idea, okay, you can pick up you can take it out the sketchbook and draft your idea on the sketchbook, okay? And then you can using your mobile phone and take a image of that draft, okay? And then you can put it in your PowerPoint and submit as your assignment, okay? Because you know that sometimes when you're sitting in front of a computer, um, you will not have any idea in your mind, okay? If I ask you to sit in front of your camera and then I ask you to start drafting, maybe you will have no idea in your mind at that moment. But sometimes, maybe you were walking on the streets, maybe you're taking your bus, okay? Maybe sometimes you will got your idea. Okay, so I think that when it's drafting stage, I highly recommend you to have a pocket size sketchbook and a pencil, and then you will carry this sketchbook and a pencil all the time, okay? No matter you go shopping or no matter you go hiking or maybe you go to eat some lunch, okay? So you can carrying your sketchbook all the time, okay? 咁sketchbook 嗰 part 即係 draft 咧，我就建議大家就可以畫喺紙啊筆啊咁樣樣啦。咁跟住到頭先都講咗啦，你可能 draft 完咗之後咧，你就會揀啦，係咪？咁因為你畫咗咁多個 draft 裏面，你會揀個最好嘅 design 再 develop 落去噶嘛，係咪？咁到我哋再喺 draft 裏面揀好嘅 design 咧，我哋就會用蛙琴啦，即係我哋就會用繪圖板去幫手啦。咁因為我諗大家都明白我哋大部分或者又甚至乎我哋將來啦，即係個 character design 啦，你甚至乎去做到上色嗰個 stage 啦，其實都係用數碼咧係容易啲去處理嘅。咁我都會建議大家即係 draft 以外啦，即係 draft ideas以外嘅全部嘢咧，都希望係用電腦進行嘅，係啦，即係我都希望大家係用繪圖板啊去幫手去做嘅。咁你如果有繪圖板有繪圖板啦，如果你有 iPad 嘅，咁當然你有 iPad，如果有 iPad Pen 即係 Apple Pencil 啦，咁先至有筆壓啦，係咪？咁都可以嘅。係啦，after you doing the drafting stage, okay, you can draft on the paper, but after the drafting stage, okay, you need to finalize your draft into the final design. I believe that you will need a drawing tablet. I mean the digital drawing tablet. Okay, because it's easier for you to retouch the outline because you can using the computer software and you can easily to apply different color on the same character. Okay, um, so after the drafting stage, I highly recommend you to have some digital drawing tablet. Okay, it can be Wacom, it can be iPad with Apple Pencil, of course, because you need to have the pen pressure. Okay, so you need to Apple Pencil as well. Okay，咁但係當然啦，雖然我就話大家要有繪圖板啦，但係咧大家係唔使指定係某一啲牌子嘅。係啦，唔需要一定指定嘅某啲牌子，或者指定嘅某啲型號，亦都唔需要嘅。大家視乎大家嘅 budget 啦，大家有幾多錢啦，係咪？咁就去自己安排自己嗰個繪圖板啦。係啦，of course I will not limit it to any brand of the drawing tablet or iPad or anything or any size of the drawing tablet. Okay, it's really depend on your budget. Okay, it can be quite cheap. Okay, and it can be quite expensive. Okay, it's really up to you. Okay, there is no limitation on which blend that you have. 咁我可以 recommend 啲啦，咁例如就係蛙琴，咁就比較常用啲即係個繪圖板啦。咁但係其實蛙琴都有分貴平嘅，即係我諗大家可能聽過蛙琴有一條 lines 咧叫 Intos 嘅，係啦，咁 Intos 就比較貴嘅一個即係板啦。咁我可以show 俾大家睇啦。Okay, so maybe I can show it to you, but it's not really the only option. Okay, it's just one of the options. Okay, for example, the Wacom tablet. Okay, the Wacom tablet can have some very expensive model and some very cheap model. Okay, you don't need to if you have limited budget. Okay, you don't need to buy a very expensive one. Okay. 係啦，咁例如好似你見到呢一度啦，呢啲咁樣樣啦，嗱呢度有3條 line 㗎啦，其實你見到有 One by Wacom 啦，有 Wacom Intos 啦，Wacom Intos Pro 啦，咁其實咧大家就唔需要買到啲即係 Intos Pro 呢一啲㗎啦，因為呢啲就比較貴嘅，咁而 One by Wacom 咧就有 mon 嘅，係啦，咁sorry 係One by Wacom 都係平嘅，我記得。係啦，咁你睇翻啦，係啦，呢隻都係平嘅。頭先我講嗰個係 Wacom One 啫，調翻轉。係啦，咁呢隻係屬於平價嘅。So actually this one is quite cheap. Okay, the Intel's version is quite expensive. Okay, for example, one by Wacom, I remember the small size is about $500. 係啦，咁我冇記錯咧，即係呢個嘅即係例如 One by Wacom 咧嘅細嗰個咧，好似大約係500-600蚊港紙咁上下嘅啫，咁啊就唔係貴。咁 Intel 啊或 Intel Pro 咧就會貴好多嘅，係啦，咁大家就我就唔即係除非你好有錢啦，否則我就唔係好建議你買咁貴嘅，係啦。咁嗱，你見到嗱 One 呢個咯，係啦。呢個係美金價錢啦，當然唔係70蚊啦。咁呢個頭先我都講就係最平㗎啦，One by Wacom 咁係 small size 啦。咁你見到70蚊美金，即係600蚊咁上下港紙啦。So you can see this is the in US dollar, and this is the smaller size, the small size. Okay, so actually it's about 600 Hong Kong dollars. OK， 係啦。咁如果啲同學話都 afford 唔起，係咩？哦，哇！有同學仔話買喺學校 school sale 買啊，349啊，超抵，係啦，咁真係好鬼抵。咁咁有啲同學話，哇！咁而家貴咗咁多，咁點算啊？嗱，密測下睇下幾時有啲得人平啊或者之類啦。咁甚至乎咧淘寶都。淘寶我唔係叫你淘寶挖琴啊，即係我知淘寶咧有好多大陸牌子，我意思係啦，有好多大陸出嘅一啲繪圖板咧，200零蚊塊都有啊。 係啦，咁不過當然啦，即係可能筆壓係點啊，會唔會少過呢一個咧？又未定嘅，係啦，咁你自己衡量咯。咁我不過6年前咁梗係6年前就當然好平，係啦，咁係啦，咁所以咧嗱，再一次講，我冇收傭㗎，即係咧係啦，即係我唔係挖冚代理啊，係啦，咁所以咧其實你可以自己去選擇，自由選擇。係啦，你中意買蛙冚，你中意買呢個最平嘅又得，你中意買貴啲嘅又得。咁你中意喺淘寶買啲大陸牌子出嘅繪圖版嘅，亦都得㗎。係啦，因為我都以前試過同學仔係試過喺淘寶買啲大陸牌子，其實都 OK 㗎。其實係啦，咁總之即係貴平，大家就自己 base on你有幾多錢啦，咪去買咯。咁因為呢塊板我真係建議大家去有㗎。因為大家揀咗 Art Direction Stream 咧，大家都明白你要畫好多嘢啊！你嚟緊係啦，咁即係而家唔好話疫情嘅關係，你要即係喺屋企即係做啦，所以你要有啦。咁但係其實你諗下，你跟住仲有咁多個學期，咁多個學期都要畫嘢，你要做功課噶嘛，係嘛？即係我覺得點都有一個就會方便啲你將來做功課咯，係咪？咁你咪平平地買一個咯，係咪？So you can see that I'm not limited to any brand of the drawing tablet. Okay, you will find this one is quite cheap. Okay, if you still it's still expensive. Okay, if you want to have a cheaper one, actually I know that there's some digital drawing tablet in Taobao. Okay, actually it's from some China brand. Okay, not from a Wacom, it's from other China brand. Okay, I heard from my student, maybe it's only cost 200 to $300 Hong Kong dollars. Okay, it's very cheap. Okay, so I don't care about which brand you have. Okay, but I will highly recommend you to have a digital drawing tablet because it's really good for you because you know that you now in art direction stream means that you need to draw a lot in this semester, in coming semester, and next semester until when you graduate. Okay, so I really highly recommend you to have one because it maybe you need to draw a lot in coming years. Okay, so it really depends on how many budget you have. So you can pick any brand that you can that of the drawing tablet. 係啦，咁所以你自己可以揀啦，我冇乜特別preference 嘅。好啦，咁其實你哋有啲同學仔話，喂點解即係我學校明明有，就算即係點解我都要自己有一塊 Wacom 板咧？因為頭先我講咗啦，因為其實你未來有好多個學期咧都有好多嘢畫啊，包括好似金科啦，你哋要畫 character 啦，跟住你哋要畫場景設計啦，嚟將來啦，即係唔係今個學期嘅。咁你哋話場景設計啊、道具設計啊、storyboard 啊，咁甚至乎你哋做 final year project，你哋都會有好多嘢要畫㗎，係咪？咁你都明白你哋個 timetable，可能你哋一打開你今個學期嘅 timetable，你都見到你嘅 timetable 密密麻麻啦，係咪？咁其實你哋都明白1至5。朝九晚五已經有好多日子，你哋已經返咗學校上堂啦，係咪？咁你哪來即係有時間喺學校用學校嘅工具去做功課咧，係嘛？你發覺好多時你哋都要係落咗堂返到屋企做功課㗎啦，係咪？咁你都未必可以喺學校做到㗎啲功課。咁所以我都會建議，即係大家如果有個 Wacom 喺屋企嘅，咁你咪會方便啲，大家即係你哋去將來唔一定係今個學期嘅，咁你將來都其他學期都會有用到㗎嘛。So you find that why you think you're thinking that I'm study here. Of course, I can use the school equipment. Okay, why I still need to buy my own digital Wacom drawing tablet? Okay, because you know that your timetable when you work reading your timetable in this semester, you find that your timetable is very tight. Okay, actually you don't have any spare time to do your assignment at school. Okay, so you know that most of the time you need to finish your assignment at home. Okay, so if you don't have a digital tablet at home, actually it's quite hard for you to complete the assignment. So you will find that In the coming few semester, you still need to do on the scene design, the props design, storyboard, and concept art, color script. Okay, so actually you know that you need to draw a lot. Okay, so I really highly recommend you to have one, okay, at home so that you can draw or you're doing your assignment at home. 係啦，咁大致上咧就係咁啊，所以咧你自己話買唔買就隨便決定啦。咁有啲同學就會問啦，咁硬件你知道啦，咁我可能要繪圖板啦，咁軟件咧我有冇啲咩嘢軟件需要有啊？咁其實例如好似今次呢一科啦，或者我哋畫嘢為主啦，其實就冇乜特別咩軟件咧大家需要嘅。咁即係 Photoshop 啊咁嗰啲就最較為基本啦。咁我其實都有啲同學仔咧，就唔係用 Photoshop 嘅，咁佢畫嘢咧係用 SAI 啊，咁都冇所謂嘅。咁 SAI 就免費啦，咁就冇乜太大所謂嘅，咁隨你中意啦。So after we talking about the hardware, we are talking about the software. Okay, so what kind of software you need in this module? Okay, actually any kind of software you can use. Okay, some of you can using Photoshop. Okay, if you got if you buy the CC package. Okay, or 哎呀，我見到好多同學仔都有講嗰啲唔同嘅軟件啊。咁我有同學仔咧some of my student okay they using SAI. Okay, so actually doesn't care about what kind of software you have because for example when I asking you to drafting your character design, okay, you can using your own software to do it. Okay, no matter what software you have. 係啦，咁所以咧就冇乜特別嘅，咁但係我哋啲功課咧就其實頭先我咪講咗啦，因為要將你哋由早期嗰啲即係 development 啦開始儲起啊，咁其實我哋就要將即係要有個 PowerPoint 嘅，即係有個 PowerPoint 將你由 research 啊到中間啊到完成啊上埋顏色啊咁我哋成個 PowerPoint 咁樣交嘅，咁但係 PowerPoint 你又唔使買嘅，因為點解？你有 Google 咪有咯，你有 Google 就可以喺 Google 裏面直接。即係用 PowerPoint 嘅，咁所以呢個唔使錢嘅，係啦，你有 Google account 就得㗎啦。So for all the assignment, I mean, in this module, I told you that the design development is very important. Okay, so you need to put all the research, the draft, the finished, the final design, your color experiment. Okay, you need to put it all into the PowerPoint. But you know that the PowerPoint is free. Okay, once you got the Google account. Okay, so you don't need to pay anything. Okay, except the drawing tablet. Okay. 咁大致上就係咁啦，係啦，咁我轉一轉呢個畫面先，又咁呢個就係大致上即係你哋可以準備或者諗嘅嘢啦，咁冇乜大其他需要噶啦都。好，咁我咧而家咧就會開始今日咧嘅第一堂要講嘅內容啦，等我開翻嘢喺呢度。Okay, so we'll start our first lesson. Okay, so after I introduce this module with you, now I'm going to talking about the topics of this lesson. Okay, today. 係啦，咁今日咧，我哋主要講嘅內容係講啲咩咧？咁反而咧好得意喎，我就唔係今日第一堂咧，我就唔係走嚟同你講點樣去設計一個角色喎。我反而咧係就講俾大家聽咧，究竟角色設計有咩好處咧？點解無端端我哋要做角色設計咧？係咪我哋因為要做動畫，我哋要做動畫，所以 that's why 我哋要做一個 character design 咧？Okay, so in this lesson, okay, the first lesson, I will talking about the character design. I'm not going to talking about how to design a character, okay, but I will talking about the benefit of design a character. Why we need to design a character? Is it because I'm going to create an animation? That's why I create a character, okay? 咁其實咧，有啲時候咧，你發覺咧，我哋做 character design 咧。有陣時唔係因為我哋要做動畫㗎喎，係啦，原來我哋好多時候咧，你發覺做 character design 咧係可以喺 apply 喺唔同嘅層面底下嘅，即係除咗大家所直接理所當然覺得動畫咪有角色設計咯，咁當然啦，但係其實原來我哋發覺咧，原來呢個世界，即係我想 俾你哋感受下呢個世界咧係好大好闊嘅。我哋好中意去做動畫，但係原來我哋去設計一個角色嘅時候咧，原來佢個重點咧唔只係個動畫，原來係佢周圍所有嘅嘢，係啦，周圍嘅所有嘢包括啲咩咧？例如佢啲產品啦，可能一啲佢出嘅一啲故事書啦，佢嗰個角色原來可以同某一啲商場啊、品牌啊可以互相合作啦，佢會產生成更加多唔同嘅產品啦。咁呢啲都係一啲角色設計原來好獨特嘅地方嚟嘅，反而動畫係做唔到嘅嘢。So in this lesson, I'm going to talking about the character design. It's not just about animation. Okay, actually, character design can apply in different aspects. For example, we can apply the character design on product. We can apply the character design on some shopping mall for some event. Okay, and actually we can apply the character into some toys design, okay, which can be a very good market, okay。咁我哋主要就係今日就會講呢一樣嘢啦。咁啊，呢四樣嘢就係我哋呢一科會學嘅嘢啦，係啦。咁啊就係我哋藉住呢一科裏面，我哋會學一啲即係唔同頭先我講咗啦，例如人形角色啦，唔係人形嘅角色啦，機械嘅角色啦，等等啦嚇。好啦，so in the last slide, okay, actually is talking about what you're going to learn in this module. We will design the human character design, some non-human character design, and some robot character design. Okay, so 第一版呢個我點解無端端 show 呢個米奇老鼠俾大家睇咧？係啦，咁因為米奇老鼠咧，其實即係佢係一個即係。我哋唔好限制於大家，可能有啲同學會話：係，我哋都唔睇米奇老鼠㗎啦，我哋而家梗係睇啲日漫啦，係嘛？咁但係我唔係講緊即係日漫好啊，定美漫好啊，定即係米奇老鼠好啦，我唔係講呢一樣嘢，而係我想話俾你聽咧，即係一個好嘅 design 或者一個好嘅 character design，佢有啲乜嘢特質嘅咧？So you can see that I'm showing you this is the Mickey Mouse. Okay, I think all of you must know this. Okay, but actually, maybe you find this Mickey Mouse is quite outdated or old-fashioned. But actually, what I'm going to say today is, I'm not talking about the look of this character or is it this character look beautiful or not. Okay, but I would like to tell you why Mickey Mouse is a good design. OK，咁點解我要講俾大家聽？即係米奇老鼠點解佢好，點解佢唔好咧？或者係啦，咁其實米奇老鼠一個重點係好簡單啊！你見唔見到佢個樣咧？其實係好 simple，即係有啲同學仔可能會覺得啊，我某套日漫即係即係鬼滅之刃，哇！啲 character design 靚好多啦，係咪？即係可能你會覺得咁樣樣，但係其實我想講一個好嘅 character design 咧，好多時係佢印象深刻啦，即係可能我睇一次我就會記得嘅。咁呢啲其實某程度上就已經係個好嘅 design 嚟㗎啦。So you will find that the Mickey Mouse, why I think is good because actually it's very easy to memorize. Okay, for most of the time when we're talking about a good design or not, actually we're talking about how is it good to remember. Okay, for example, maybe I show you this image today, and maybe I will ask you in next week if you still remember it. That will be a good design because this design have some good element for you to memorize so that it will be a good design. For example, the Mickey Mouse is really good to remember because the symbol is very clear. You will find that Mickey Mouse got a big ears and very big tummy, and you will see that the big feet and also the big hand. Okay, and the proportion of this character is about 3 head proportion. Okay, this combination makes you to memorize this is the Mickey Mouse。係啦，咁例如米奇老鼠點解我哋會咁容易記得、咁容易認得佢咧？因為佢個外觀係太容易記得啦，即係你會好容易望一眼，我轉個頭再問你，你又會認得佢啊。咁呢啲就係啲好嘅 design 啦，呢啲就會容易啲俾觀眾留印象咯。係啦，咁俾觀眾留印象嘅好處係點啊？咁人哋就會記得你啦，係嘛？咁例如好似米奇老鼠，點解佢咁容易令我哋記得啊？因為佢個外觀太簡單咯，好簡單。有陣時簡單唔代表唔好嘅。例如米奇老鼠，佢最大嘅印象係咩啊？佢隻大嘅耳仔啦，佢個身形嘅比例大約係三頭身嘅比例啦，佢有對好大嘅手咧，對好大嘅腳啦。咁呢個都係米奇老鼠啲好獨特嘅一個比例嚟嘅。你發覺咧，你望下在其他嘅，我當你同樣比較美國嘅動畫嘅角色啊，你發覺咧，佢都會係呢一個角色咧，都會係大約係呢個比例嘅。即係你例如我舉例其他嘅角色，例如 Simpson 好美國動畫嘅佢唔會係呢個比例嘅。同埋有同學咧提咗嘅一個好好嘅一個印象就係咩啊？米奇老鼠咧係無論咩角度咧望嗰隻耳仔都係嗰個角度嘅，啱啊！呢個係佢嘅特徵嚟嘅。呢個係即係永遠大家都會記得嘅一樣嘢，咁呢個係一個好好嘅嘢嚟嘅，其實咁變咗咧，佢出佢嘅產品啊、玩具啊，其實佢只要 apply 呢樣嘢咧，大家就會永遠都會記得咯，係啦，咁呢個係一個好特別嘅一個嘅 design 嚟嘅。So some of you will still know that for the Mickey Mouse, okay, you will know that the shape of the ears, okay, no matter what perspective you're watching this Mickey Mouse, okay, the shape of the ear is also the same, okay, because that is symbol, that is the signature of this character, okay. For most of the successful character, you will find that they will got this kind of signature, okay。係啦，咁你會見到咧，即係呢啲 character，即係我當你啊，好簡單啊，大家試下想像一下，我如果油黑呢隻米奇老鼠啊，即係而家油黑咗佢啊，其實你都仲認到佢嘅，話俾你聽。Okay, so we can try an experiment. We can try to fill this Mickey Mouse into black. Okay, but actually you can still see, you will still know that this is Mickey Mouse. Okay, because the image is so clear, okay? Everyone will know it, okay? No matter it's in color or in black, okay? 咁呢啲就係啲好嘅角色嘅設計啦，就會係無論你乜嘢樣，佢化咗灰啊，呢啲真係叫化灰，你都認得佢啊。咁呢啲就係啲好嘅角色。咁好嘅角色咧，往往有咩好處啊？佢可以出好多嘅產品啦，佢可以 cross over 啦，佢可以做好多唔同嘅嘢啦。咁例如呢度咧有一啲即呢啲 notes 咧，有啲嘢咧，我未必會播嘅，係啦。咁點解咧？因為咧，即係我覺得冇理由上堂嘅時候咁我走去播啲咁嘅 website 俾你睇啦，係咪？咁當然咧，呢啲係啲輔助嘅即係資訊嚟嘅。咁如果你話我上完我堂都聽到一嚿嚿喎，聽到唔明喎，咁咧你可以去翻呢啲 link 嗰度咧去睇翻呢啲資料都得嘅，一啲即係額外嘅資訊嚟嘅。So actually in the PowerPoint, okay, I just want to make sure that you will not understand that, okay. The notes here, I will embed some of the link here, okay, but maybe sometimes I will not show you in class, okay, because sometimes this is some additional information, okay. If you want to know more, okay, so you can spare your time to click to the link and then you can read by yourself at home, okay。咁呢啲 note 頭先講啦，我會 upload 晒上去 Moodle 裏邊㗎啦，咁所以咧呢啲 link 咧，就算我堂上面唔播咧，你自己都可以翻到完咗呢一堂啦，你上網啦，去 Moodle download 呢啲我嘅 notes 啦，然之後去撳翻呢啲 link 去睇就 OK 㗎啦。So I will upload all these notes in the Moodle and put it into the Moodle, and then you can download it at home, and then you can read by yourself. You can click on the link, and then you can have some further information here. OK，咁我所以呢啲就會暫時 skip 咗佢先啦。係啦， 咁我想講下啦，頭先我講咗米奇老鼠係一個即係相對一個咁出名嘅一個嘅即係嘅一個角色嘅時候啦，咁其實即係可能你會覺得啊，外國嘅角色即係對你嚟講好似好遙遠啦，係咪啊？咁同我有咩關係啊？你唔通你叫我設計一隻米奇老鼠出嚟咩？係嘛？即係或者你要我設計一隻同米奇老鼠一樣咁成功嘅角色咧咩？咁我當然想啦，即係如果你咁叻嘅，可以設計到一個好成功嘅角色。個角色成功到好似米奇老鼠咁啊，梗係 perfect 啦，梗係超好啦，我梗係覺得即係絕對要讚賞你啦，係咪？咁但係我都會講翻俾你聽，其實我哋香港咧，其實即係因為可能有啲同學仔都會問一個問題嘅，就係話：唉，我讀完 animation，唉，我出嚟有乜嘢出路啊？我做乜嘢好啊？我係咪真係做動畫咧？咁當然你係可以做動畫啦，咁但係其實咧出路都仲有好多嘅，咁我就係想講下，即係原來做角色設計咧都係一個即係唔錯嘅出路嚟嘅。So, although I'm showing you the Mickey Mouse, okay, which is a very famous character design, okay, around the world, okay, but I would just want to make sure that you would know that when you study the character design now, okay, in Hong Kong, and what can you do? Okay, why you need to design a character? Why you need to design a good character? Okay, because maybe some of you are wondering what you are going to do after you graduate. Okay, after you finish this 2 year course, okay, and then what you're going to do next? Okay, are you going to be an animator? To produce an animation, okay? Or actually, you can apply the character design into a career, okay? If you can develop a good character design, you can make your character, you can make your character make money, okay? 係啦，咁其實我咧呢一個版咧，你見我停喺呢度係講咩咧？咁原來香港咧有一個嘅每一年啊，都有一個叫做香港授權業大獎啊，咁係咩嚟嘅咧？其實我諗大家做設計，大家首先我諗由中學或者到而家啦，咁可能大家都會明白啊，都會有時聽過一樣嘢叫版權啦，係咪？咁咩叫版權啊？或者咩叫侵權啊？咁其實我哋設計一個角色嘅時候咧，咁我設計咗呢個角色，咁我梗係希望大家尊重個版權嘅設計係我啦。咁你要用呢一隻角色，梗係要問過我准許啦。係咪或者你要俾錢我買呢一個公仔嘅版權啦？係咪你再做你嘅其他嘅嘢啦？係咪呢個就係個版權嚟嘅？甚至乎任何嘢都有版權嘅。例如我作曲，我作咗首曲，你要用我首曲，你梗要俾版權費，我哋先可以用嗰首音樂噶啦，係咪？你唔可以隨便攞嚟用我將即係我設計嗰個音樂噶嘛，係咪？咁呢個係一個版權。咁版權同你個角色又有乜嘢關係咧？咁我哋等陣就會講下啦。So what I'm going to talking about is talking about the licensing in Hong Kong, especially about the character licensing. Okay, because when we are working on the design, okay, actually we were talking about the intellectual property. Okay, the intellectual property. Okay, for example, I compose a music. Okay, so I should own the intellectual property of this music. I own it. Okay, so if you want to use my music, you need to pay me. Okay, so that you are allowed to use my music. Okay, on the other hand, if I create my character, okay, I own the property, I own that intellectual property of this character. If you want to use it, you need to pay me. Okay, so this is the copyright. Okay, so what I'm going to talking about is in Hong Kong, actually we got character licensing every year in Hong Kong for some of the character designer. Okay, they sometimes will design their own character and put it in a showcase every year in Hong Kong, and then they can use that character to make money. Okay, for example, they can make the character into a product. They can make that character into a TV commercial. They can make this character into and cooperate with a shopping mall to create some of the things so that they can earn money, because you know that once you graduate, you need to work. Okay, so you need to earn money for your living. Okay, so this is one of the way that you can think about when you graduate。係啦，咁當然啦，例如我哋好多香港嘅設計師啦，佢哋有啲時候咧，佢哋就會設計一啲角色啦。咁佢哋設計完啲角色，咁唔通你哋收收埋埋咩？即係嗱，我問下大家啦，你平時畫完啲公仔，哦好靚啦，咁你跟住點啊？係咪？有啲同學話我放 IG，有啲同學我放喺唔同嘅媒介，係咪？咁唔同嘅同學仔，你畫完啲嘢，咁你會點樣去同人分享啊？咁你梗係可能就純粹好似頭先講啦，放 IG 啊，放等等嘅嘢啦。咁但係例如你設計咗個角色，原來佢係可以幫你賺錢嘅。其實唔單止係角色嘅，你畫完啲好靚嘅公仔，你話你嘅畫作，其實佢都係賺錢嘅。咁但係我坦白講，如果你畫一啲 still image 咧，你要賺錢係比較難嘅。但係如果你做咗一嘅角色，如果隻角色係有趣得意嘅話咧，佢係幫到你賺錢嘅。係啦，咁例如我先講咗啦，就有啲香港嘅本地嘅 designer 啦，佢哋有時會設計咗一啲嘅角色啦，然之後咧佢哋就可以放去呢一個我而家 PowerPoint 裏面寫嘅嗰幾粒字啊，香港授權業大獎。每一年香港雖然我寫2018啦，但係其實佢每一年都有呢個授權業大獎嘅。咁其實就會係做啲乜嘅咧？咁佢就喺會展啦，咁就會每個 designer 就會有自己嘅一個 booth 啦，跟住咧就會有佢嘅角色啦，即係佢設計咗嘅啲角色啦。咁可能佢會出咗一系列嘅好似短故事啊，即係短嘅動畫故事同呢個角色。即係可能喺呢個角色教做一啲可能介紹天氣咁樣舉例啦嘅一啲個短嘅動畫啦，或者佢做咗一啲產品啊，啲公仔啊、布公仔啊擺咗喺度，咁然之後就等一啲叫做投資者嚟睇啦，咁睇下有冇投資者睇中你隻角色啦。咁如果佢睇中你個角色，咁可以佢當然啦，有機會係佢會買起你，唔係買起你嘅，即係可能佢會同你合作啦，佢就會用你呢隻角色繼續傾一系列嘅動畫，又未定。佢見到你嘅公仔得意，佢想同你合作出一系列嘅產品，又未定，係嘛？即係其實我想話俾大家知。角色設計唔好淨係諗住只係做一個動畫片或者 for 你哋 final year project 嘅動畫片咁簡單，其實佢可以發展嘅層面係好闊好大，可以玩好多嘢，咁亦都可以係一個即係將來有機會，如果大家做得好、發展得好，你嘅角色咧，其實佢一個謀生嘅機會都得嘅，其實。So every year in Hong Kong, actually it should be held in Hong Kong Conventional Exhibition Center. Okay, but you know that because of the COVID-19 this situation now, there's no exhibition now. Okay, but actually every year they will got Hong Kong Hong Kong cartoon character licensing in Hong Kong Convention Exhibitional Center, and then all the Hong Kong the Hong Kong the designer, okay, they will put all the character. Sometimes they will make the character into the product. Sometimes they will make the character into a toy. Sometimes they will make the character into some very short animation and then they will show it into the exhibition. Okay, and then some of the distributor, okay, the distributor will got money. Okay, sometimes the distributor maybe find your character is so interesting, maybe you have very good looking, okay, and then you will got some cooperation opportunity, okay, and maybe they will give you the money and then you can produce the animation, and maybe they will give you the money and then you can create some product of your character. Okay, so what I'm going to say is actually if you can design a good character, it really benefits you a lot. Okay, it's not just for an animation itself. It can be a good way for you to earn your living，OK？咁例如動畫其實雖然啦，都係即係其實你發覺迪士尼啊、Pixar 啊，佢都出好多動畫啦，係咪？咁其實呢啲動畫咧，其實你大家我唔知道大家了解即係呢個市場有幾多啦。咁其實原來製作一個電影嘅動畫嚟上票房，你以為話唔知道幾千萬票房啦，好勁啦，哇即係 Pixar 賺大錢啦，因為有幾千萬票房。其實究竟賺票房係咪真係主要即係個收入來源咧？其實我話俾大家知，其實唔係啊。例如 Pixar 咧，佢做一套電影，你會見到佢好似出即係個票房好似好叻，以為佢因為咁而賺大錢。其實佢賺大錢嘅原因係佢啲產品啊，係佢之後出嘅產品，或者佢個 Toy Story 上嘅期間嘅出嘅所有嘅玩具啊，嗰啲先至係最賺錢嘅嘢嚟嘅。其實咁因為呢啲咁樣嘅嗱，大家都明白戲就係上一段時間嘅啫嘛，可能上1個月、2個月，但係產品就唔同啦。我 sell 得成功，例如 Toy Story，跟住往後嘅成年、2年，我都可以繼續賣 Toy Story 嘅嘢，啱唔啱啊？所以咧，其實呢個先至係 long lasting 好多嘅嘢。So I just want to share with you some situation around in the world. Actually, is about the Disney, okay, the Pixar animation. I think most of you have watched the Toy Story, okay. Actually, for the Toy Story, you know that there's a lot of people go to the cinema to watch this movie, okay. But actually, they are not earning the money by using the cinema to selling in the cinema. Actually, why Pixar got a lot of money? Because they sell a lot of product of Toy Story, because they got a lot of different toys. Okay, they got different kind of different product to sell all the year. Okay, so that they earn a lot of money. For example, because I just watched this, I realized this a few weeks ago. Okay, if you go to the 7-Eleven, okay, anyone go to 7-Eleven convenience store? Okay, last few weeks they are selling some Toy Story toy. Okay, because I find this quite interesting. I want to buy it too. Okay，咁其實我唔知大家有冇留意七仔啊？早幾個星期前啊，不過而家都好似都仲賣緊啊。佢賣緊 Toy Story 嗰啲公仔啊，你見唔見到啊？佢哋我記得佢賣咗啲唔同嘅 product 嘅，好似有啲盒啊，跟住仲有一隻咧幾寸高，唔知6寸高咁上下嘅 Toy Story 公仔。即係你見到明明戲院冇上 Toy Story 都可以繼續有佢啲產品出嘅，即係你諗下，我就係講嗰樣嘢啦，佢可以玩1年啊、幾年啊，都仲可以賣緊呢樣嘢。咁又另一個例子啦 ，Frozen 冇人唔識啦，係嘛？係咪 ？Frozen 紅到不得之了，紅在啲咩啊？啲細路女咯。係嘛？啲細路女好中意買嗰啲 Frozen 嗰件衫啊，Elsa 件衫扮 Elsa 係嘛？嗱，呢啲都係產品之一嚟㗎，唔一定係出公仔㗎喎，衫都係 product 嚟㗎喎，係嘛？即係你諗下，我同你講買咗版權你嘅公仔，我印你隻公仔落件衫度就賣貴咗啦。係嘛？即係好多呢啲都係發覺，原來你設計得成功嘅角色咧，原來我哋就可以將嗰隻公係 let it go 啊，係啊，跟住就可以將呢啲公仔咧，可以化身成好多唔同嘅工具，去令到你嗰個產品，因為你諗下啦，大家做動畫，你哋做個動畫做好多個月先嘔到一套動畫出嚟，咁我可能套動畫咧先至得嗰幾分鐘，眨下眼就睇完啦，咁你有哪來有咁多時間不停做幾分鐘嘅電話？你一年做到幾多套啊？係咪？但係你諗下啦，如果我哋設計一隻角色，我附帶有動畫嘅，係啦，跟住而呢一隻角色有趣嘅，我可以同時間佢設計定一堆產品可以去賣嘅，咁我咪可以營運到你即想做動畫呢一樣嘢咯。 呢個，所以我想俾大家知道嘅呢一樣嘢，大家做動畫唔好諗住只係得動畫咁限制咗自己咯。So I will also give you some another example. Frozen, okay? Frozen animation is really really popular. For example, a lot of girls, okay, she want to dress like Elsa, okay? So actually, to dress, it's part of the uh design, okay? Actually, when you create the character design of Elsa, you can also sell the costume, okay? You can also find that you can benefit, okay? You can create different kind of product. For example, if you create an Elsa, you can also print that character on a t-shirt, okay? And then you can sell it, okay? So you will find that a lot of the animation, they are not earn the money because of the animation. Actually, it's because of the product, the side product, the game, the toys, the T-shirt, and other product. OK，例如 Frozen 啦，你睇下呢啲都係一堆，我個即我就咁求其，我就咁 search 就喺 Google，我已經揾到一大堆同 Frozen 有關係嘅 product 啊！你聽到即係連畫畫，即係你見到右下角嗰個咧，即係教你畫。教你畫嗰啲 character 都有啊，係咪一啲 game 啦，係咪袋啊、杯啊都已經係啦，係啦，啱啊，冇錯，有同學講得啱啊，就係 character become a brand，係啊，真係一個 character become 一個 brand，所以你諗下，其實但係 Elsa 佢係咪即佢 Frozen 都係一個動畫嚟㗎？但係佢引申嘅亦都有好多嘅 product。我想大家知嘅一樣嘢就係你哋望嘅視野要再闊啲。你哋而家讀緊 animation，同時間亦都係希望大家可以 develop 緊一啲 character 嘅 plan 係啦。咁你可以畢業嘅時候，或者你個 final year project 你都可以諗嘅。即係你雖然而家好似對你嚟講好長時間上早，其實你都可以諗下你設計你將來嘅 final year project 嘅時候，其實你可以諗埋嗰個 final year project 嗰個 character，我唔可以係亦都係一個角色，嗰個角色我可以賣嘅，可以出 product 嘅，係啦，咁一路咁樣 develop 落去咯。就唔好話我純粹為做故仔而做個故仔咯。So you can see that this all some of the frozen product that I can search, simply search in the Google. Okay, and then you'll find there's a lot of product actually related to Frozen. So you can see some of the toys, okay, some of the cups, okay, the bags, the drawings, drawing pack, and some of the games, okay. So you can see that for a very successful animation, they can develop the character into a blend, okay, so that you can sell the product of it 係啦，咁當然啦，個 product 亦都係啲 figure 啦、公仔啦都可以嘅，例如好似呢啲啦，例如呢啲咁嘅品牌，例如呢啲成功咗嘅一啲 character design 咧，咁其實佢哋係可以產生咗好多唔同嘅 product，咁有時係同一啲唔同嘅品牌合作啦。咁例如你見到好似呢個 B 得啦，咁啊就同即係一個即係一啲商場啊，咁啊就吸引大家嚟個商場啊，可能你買滿唔知幾多錢咧，就換某一啲 product 啊，咁其實大家都會見到嘅。咁so you can see that this is some of the example. If you got a successful character, you will find that different kind of, for example, the shopping mall or some organization, they would like to cooperate with you, and they will develop your product. Okay, for example, maybe a shopping mall. Okay, maybe you purchase some amount of money. Okay, maybe you purchase over $1,000, and then you will got a bag. Okay, maybe you will purchase more than $2,000. Okay, maybe you will got this bag and also dispatch. Okay, so you will find that if you got a successful character, you will got different kind of opportunity to cooperate with different organization or brand。係啦，咁你會見到好多時咧，即係呢啲咁樣嘅品牌咧，就會做咗好多呢啲嘢。例如好簡單啦，大家成日經過百老匯。 即係電器鋪，其實佢哋都已經係用緊呢一個方法㗎啦。佢哋就會同好多嘅一啲品牌合作㗎，有陣時佢咪會同一啲例如 Lines 啊咁樣嗰啲角色啊，即係例如我哋買滿幾多錢，或者你就會有個 Lines 嘅毛巾咁樣樣，係成日都有㗎。咁 Lines 係點解會成功啊？因為佢啲公仔好得意啊嘛，係嘛 Lines Friend 嗰啲公仔，咁佢咪可以出咗啲咩產品咯。So you can see that, for example, in a Broadway, or I mean, I don't talking about the Broadway in USA. I'm talking about the electric store in Hong Kong, the Broadway. You also know that sometimes you purchase some of the amount, and then you will got some of the product. Or for example, with some of the brand, or for sometimes you will find that maybe the line friends, okay, they will cooperate with, okay, so that you will got some of the product like that. 咁當然啦，呢度都有啲例子啦。咁呢個就頭先講噶啦，呢個就係嗰個香港咧，其實就係一個平台啊，俾一啲香港嘅設計師設計咗嘅角色，然之後就將你啲角色咧就放咗喺呢一個叫即係叫做 licensing show 咯，係啦，其實係一個展覽嚟嘅。咁就等一啲有興趣投資嘅人啦，咁佢嚟睇你哋嘅作品啦。咁然之後佢哋有興趣就會同你哋傾生意啦，係咪？咁同埋佢哋都會有一個即係呢個係香港搞嘅一個 show 嚟嘅。咁佢都會有一啲叫設計大獎啦，就鼓勵翻一啲即係設計得好成功啦、sell 得好成功啦嘅，即係 sell 嗰隻公仔好成功嘅嗰間公司啦。咁好多時嗰啲公司你冇諗住係一間大公司啊，好多時都係即係幾個人啊，即係志同道合嘅人咧，大家 develop 嘅一間公司仔咁樣樣啦。咁啊，主要係 sell 自己嗰隻 character 啦。So actually, I'm talking about the licensing show. Actually, this is the exhibition. Okay. Actually, it also come with a competition. Okay, and you can see this the licensing award. Okay, come with this licensing award. Actually, it's because the Hong Kong, the creative industry, they try to promote some of the young talent to develop their own character. So they create this licensing show, and also they create this licensing award to reward some of the good character design. Okay, but unfortunately in this year I don't think that we will have this licensing show in Hong Kong, because most of the time the licensing show will be about March in Hong Kong, but I'm not sure that there will be the licensing show in this year. 係啦，咁本身咧呢一個授權大獎咧，一般咧就會喺3月嘅咁上下嘅，喺香港會展舉行嘅。咁但係其實上年都 cancel 咗㗎啦，因為疫情。咁我唔知道今年會唔會繼續有啦。咁一般佢哋就會喺會展嗰度嘅。咁希望如果即係有機會，即係今年搞得成嘅話，就睇下有冇機會帶大家去睇啦。不過唔知啊，即係都唔知有冇得搞得成。好啦。咁呢度係啲咩嚟嘅咧？呢度就有啲 list 啦。咁因為大家都會想知啦，喂，咁香港嘅本地設計，即係嗱頭先你可能會見到Sanrio，即係 Little Twin Star 啊，即係頭先我講嘅 Line Friends 啊，即係咁都係一啲外國嘅品，即係各角色嘅設計啦。咁我有啲同學仔會咁諗啦，咁有冇啲係香港設計嘅角色啊？咁即係都係會係即係可以成功地即係打入個市場，然之後可以同一啲公司合作啊。咁其實都有嘅嗱，呢一個 list 咧，你見到嘅咧都係一啲香港嘅品牌，即係一啲設計咗嘅角色嘅。咁不過我就唔特別 click 入去啦。咁你哋可以落咗堂之後咧，有興趣嘅話咧，可以即係督入去啦。咁去睇翻呢啲即係香港嘅本地嘅設計師係會佢哋設計咗啲咩嘅角色咧咁樣樣。So, this is the slide, okay, showing you some of the people who won this award. Okay, this is some of the link of their work. Okay, the character design. Okay, so you can click on the link and then you can see the work of them. Okay, but I'm not showing you now because I think you can click by yourself. You can saw it by yourself. 好啦。反而咧，我就揀咗幾個嘅，係啦，即係我唔係，即係我因為太多啦，即係咁我唔會 show 晒啦，咁所以我即係抽樣咗幾個咧，即係屬於香港設計嘅，係啦，嚟俾你哋睇，咁而去講解俾你哋聽嘅啫。So although I'm not show all, but I've selectively show some. Okay, so this is the one that I would like to show you. This is from Hong Kong designer. This is the character designed by Hong Kong people. Okay, and actually you can see that this is the character they create. 係啦，咁呢個就係一個香港設計嘅角色啦。咁係隻松鼠啦，咁佢成日講成個森林嘅，咁佢仲係設計咗識佢啲朋友咁樣樣啦。咁嚟佢哋可以出啲咩產品啊？咁佢哋就出咗呢啲啊，電話殼啊，水樽啊，公仔啊，咁其實亦都可以係有動畫啦。咁同埋即係例如佢真係賣到嘅，咁可以俾你睇下。咁佢哋咧可以利用一個叫做Pinkoi 嘅一個叫做叫即係咩網上銷售平台啦嚇，係啦，咁咧咁就可以去賣佢嘅產品嘅。Okay, so I'm going to show you this. Actually, this character, this designed by Hong Kong people, and Hong Kong designer, and actually, they using this the Pinkoi, okay, the shopping platform, okay, and then you can buy the product, okay. So you can see that actually you can sell the product. You can see that there's the product. 係啦，咁你見到佢哋真係可以賣佢哋嘅產品嘅，你見到係可以就係你見到呢啲全部都係佢哋嘅產品嚟嘅，你見到。So you can see this all their products. Okay, they can sell their product from the internet. Okay, so they can make money by creating this kind of product. Actually, the character is quite cute. Okay, so actually someone will buy it. 係啦，咁其實嗰啲公仔都幾得意啊，咁係真係有人買嗰啲產品嘅，咁即係你會見到即係當然啦，佢同時間其實你有陣時要即係即係等即係人啦會留意到你個品牌咧，咁當然你要定期可能 update 下啲 IG 啊，可能做啲簡單嘅動畫啊，2秒3秒啊嘅動畫仔啊，可能畫個少少嘅短嘅漫畫啊，咁其實都已經 keep 住一啲流量啦，即係啲人流睇你嘅嘢啦，係咪？跟住再出埋啲產品咧，其實你就會可以營運到你呢個品牌咯。So you can see that although they create a lot of different products, okay, they can sell in this platform, but actually you know that they also need to make sure they need to be very active in the internet. For example, they sometimes will need to draw some of the comics, or they need to update their IG, okay, so that there are a lot of followers, and then they will know that your brand, and then they will buy your product. OK， 咁嚟呢個都係一個，即係我諗大家我 show 呢一個 work 俾大家睇嘅時候咧，我諗大家點都會即係見過下呢一隻公仔㗎啦，其實係咪？咁其實都幾得意嘅，你相對係一個即係本地創作咧，係做得唔錯嘅一個即係作品啦。咁我再撳錯掣，係啦，我再 show 另一個 show 翻我哋個 PowerPoint 先啊，等等啊。係啦，咁呢個係其一啦，其一個例子啦。咁呢個係另一個啦，都係一啲香港嘅角色嘅設計啦。咁佢係隻貓嚟嘅，咁佢咧就係做咗好多呢啲咁樣嘅公仔啊。咁呢個就係佢個展覽，就係佢哋喺會展嘅時候咧就做咗啲咁嘅展覽啊。咁佢就可以賣好多呢啲咁嘅公仔啦。So you can see that this an artist character designed by Hong Kong designer, and you will see that once they create a character, they can have different kind of toys, okay, and some of the image, okay, that you can buy. 咁當然啦，最緊要就係我先講咗啦，即係你點去 sell 你個角色啊？即係你有陣時，即係我唔知啊，同埋我都建議大家啦，即係我唔理而家大家即係一個 social media 對大家嘅諗法係啲乜嘢嘢啦。其實我都會建議大家咧，即係幫你一啲覺得有潛質嘅角色咧，即係開一啲 IG 啊或者 Facebook 啊俾佢咯，係啦，即係唔係用你個人名義啊，係用你隻公仔嘅名義啊，咁佢開始營運一個即係 品牌咯，係你公仔嘅品牌。例如你話我即係當然我唔係講你今個 Sam 要做到呢一樣嘢，我唔係講你今個 Sam 要即刻做到呢一樣嘢，亦都冇可能嘅嘢。不過但係我想講嘅嘢就係你哋即係可能唔理你幾時啦，即係覺得自己夠 mature 啦，設計咗一堆嘅角色，而你覺得呢個角色咧又比較即係完善啊，又比較有潛質啊，即係或者你俾過好多人睇，或者你閒時俾好多朋友睇，你啲朋友仔都讚你嗰隻 character 做得好嘅，咁你不妨試下可唔可以即係將佢喺個 IG 啊或者 Facebook 啊試下營運下佢咯。咁睇下可唔可以即係做到啲即係有趣即係啲嘅效果啦，或者我唔知啊，即係我覺得係大家係可以多啲嘗試嘅啫。即係而家大家後生啊嘛，係咪？係啦，所以咧呢度就引申咗幾樣嘢啦，就係你點樣可以即係將你嗰個角色咧，即係俾人知啦，係咪？咁首先第一樣嘢就係你要令到你個品牌俾人認識啦，跟住同埋即係比較人性化嘅，同埋有趣嘅，即係例如好似即係你覺得即係舉例頭先嗰個角色啦，如果你設計咗啲嘢，咁就好似而家疫情嘅，咁你咪出一系列嘅我點樣為疫情保護自己衞生嘅即係一個短篇漫畫咁樣舉例，因為你短篇漫畫會快啲做到出嚟啊嘛，可能做動畫你會覺得要花好多時間，咁但係可能畫圖就容易啲啊嘛，咁你咪 keep 住可能喺 IG 啊、Facebook 啊定期 update 啊，每個禮拜 update 幾次啊，咁自然就會固定嘅一度流量咧，咁大家就會開始慢慢多啲人 share，同埋你講多啲關於同時代即係而家嘅有關係嘅嘢咧，就會多啲人去即係有共鳴啊，咁就會多人睇啊，多人 share 啊，咁你就可以慢慢建立自己嘅品牌啦。So, how you can make a good blend of your character? For example, you can create IG or Facebook for your character. Okay, I mean not for your personal. Okay, I'm not asking you to create a personal account, but you can create if you have got a character design you find is good, and then you can create an IG or Facebook for your character, and then you can publicly to share something about your character. For example, you can draw some of the short comics or you can create some short animation about your character. But I think that is more important thing is maybe you need to pick a good topics. Okay, for example, maybe now we are under the COVID-19. Okay, so maybe you can create some very short comics about the COVID-19 with your character. Okay, so maybe a lot of people will find that very interesting because they are under the same situation, okay, so that maybe they will share, okay, your comics, okay, with their friends, okay, so that everyone will read your character, okay, so that is one of the ways to publish your character. 咁例如另一個咧，我都覺得即係好成功嘅一啲即係嘅角色設計啦，咁就係例如係叫顛當啦。咁呢個顛當咧，其實係一個好即係 develop 咗好耐嘅，我諗都有10幾年嘅一個角色啦。咁其實我諗大家喺好多唔同嘅情況底下咧，都見過佢嘅作品，但係可能未必認識，即係未必知佢名嘅啫。咁其實係貓室啦，貓室就係一間公司啦，你可以數口叫做咁佢設計嘅一個角色。咁你角色咧就係隻貓嚟嘅。Now I'm going to show you another very famous character. This character design character is called Ding Dong. Okay, it's very very famous. Okay, sometimes there's a lot of TV commercial in Hong Kong. They are using this kind of character. Okay, to promote the TV commercial. Okay, so let me show you some of the work of this animation. 等等啊，咁例如我都話啦，佢同好多嘅廣告合作。So it's usually cooperate with some of the TV commercial. Okay, still loading.
等等啊，放翻大先。未 share 到個畫面，等等。咁呢個係同 KFC 咧合作嘅一個廣告嚟嘅。So actually, this is a commercial cooperate with KFC. 係啦，咁你見到呢個咧就係嗰個廣告啦，咁就係同 KFC 合作啦。咁頭先嗰隻貓咧，就係叮當嗰隻角色嚟㗎啦，其實就係啦，而佢嗰隻貓嘅角色。係啦，嗰隻貓嘅角色都幾有趣嘅，其實。So you can see that actually that is the TV commercial of Ding Dong, and you will find that the cat, okay, the cat's character is Ding Dong, okay, and you will find that actually it's quite nice, okay, when sometimes we will got some cooperation tries to cooperate some brand or some shop or things, and this is another one. 等等，開翻聲先。係啦。嗱，咁呢個係咩嘅廣告咧？呢、個係防癌基金啊，OK，係啦嘅一個廣告嚟嘅，即係呢個防乳癌基金嘅一個廣告嚟嘅，係啦，咁就係即係純粹咧，就係個即係佢一樣用嗰個動畫嘅形式啦，用廣告嘅形式啦，因為相對咧，你知道有陣時咧有啲情況，但係用卡通嘅手法係容易啲人去接受嘅，即係你話因為防癌啊嘛，講 cancer，即係你講到拍到凝重咁樣，睇人都驚啦，係嘛？但係佢用卡通嘅模式咧，就相對會容易啲接受咯。So actually the commercial that I've just showed you is talking about the cancer fund, okay? To ask the people to check the breast, okay, for in case of the breast cancer, okay? So you can see sometimes they use a lot of cartoon, the animation, okay? So that is because you know that the animation and cartoon is an easier way to communicate with the public, okay? Because the cartoon is more fun, it's more interesting. Okay, so with this kind of serious topic about the cancer, okay, so you need to check your breast, okay, in case of the breast cancer. So you will find that they try to using the animation to tell this kind of story. Okay. Now I'm going to show you another animation also from Ding Dong. Okay. Okay. So 係啦，咁你見到咧，啱啱頭先個廣告咧就係好短啦，咁啊，其實就係講鴻福堂啦，係咪？咁你見到咧就係咁啦。
叮當呢一個 character 咧，佢就係做咗好多，即係我頭先只係一堆嘅啫。其實你就咁上網睇咧，其實你見到佢好多好多品牌咧，係同佢合作咗好多嘅一啲廣告啊。So you will find that in this character, okay, actually they have a lot of different TV commercial, okay, with different brand, okay。咁點解呢個品牌會咁多廣告咧？因為其實同佢個背景都有啲特別嘅。其實頭先呢兩個咧，呢啲 character 咧，本身佢係啲香港 designer，咁但係佢真係 design 嘅啫，唔識做動畫㗎，即係佢純粹畫畫，即係跟住就設計咗隻角色咁去做。咁所以咧，佢哋咧可能就係局限咗咧，只會係做一啲 product 啊等等嘅嘢啊，因為你俾個 design 呢間工廠咧，其實佢哋自己識做㗎啦嘛，係啦。咁而叮當個特質咧，就係佢本身係一個 animation production 嚟嘅，即係佢本身貓室咧，佢本身係做動畫嘅。係啦，即係佢一間公司做動畫，咁只不過佢做咗即係一堆動畫之後，佢 develop 咗呢一隻貓，而呢隻貓好紅，跟住人哋就用咗呢隻貓，跟住再用埋佢間 production house 就做咗一堆嘅一啲動畫廣告。咁你見到即係佢嘅廣告全部都係動畫形式㗎。因為本身貓室就係做動畫㗎嘛，係啦，咁所以你見到咪一個年代原來就可以，即係你諗下，由一個如果角色設計得好，原來一個年代係做到好多唔同嘅嘢咯。So, you will find that for the Ding Dong, you will find that most of the TV commercial they are made in animation, okay? Because it's because of the background of Ding Dong, okay? Because this company actually is an animation production house. At the very early beginning, okay, they start working on the animation, okay? They work with different company and they produce different kind of animation, and then they develop Ding Dong, and they found that this character is very famous, and a lot of different company or different organization TV commercial they they try to cooperate with this brand, okay, the Ding Dong, so that they produce this TV commercial. On the other hand, the designer of this one and also this one, actually, they are the designer only. Okay, they are not the animator. So they only limited to the product design or drawing something. Okay, instead of Ding Dong, they can produce the animation. 係啦，咁你見到佢哋咁當然啦，唔淨係即係動畫啦，咁佢哋即係仲可以出好多呢啲咁樣嘅即係 product 啊產品啊，都可以一樣用啦。So you can see that although they are producing the TV commercial, and also they can produce different kind of product, okay? But of course, you know that Ding Dong is not producing the product. They only sell their character. They sell the rights for them to use their character on their product。咁留意翻啦，即係其實我話即係佢出產品記得，其實佢哋係唔係自己去做呢啲產品啊？佢係同啲公司，即係例如好簡單，呢個其實佢做啲咩咧？就係間口罩，即係賣口罩嘅公司啦。佢想同佢合作。因為佢隻公仔好得意，係啦，咁就同佢合作，咁咪就可以用佢啲公仔就印落佢嗰個口罩嘅盒度嘅外邊啦，咁然之後就做口罩，而唔係話哇呢個人哇咁勁啊，口罩又識做，公仔又識做，杯又識做，唔係，而係嗰間廠見到你有 potential。然之後佢買你嗰個公仔嘅版權，俾佢印你啲公仔落去佢嘅產品裏面度做。咁其實你哋都係主要都係負責畫嘅啫，其實係啦。咁另外一個我自己覺得都比較出名嘅，咁大家好多人都識嘅咧，就係麥兜啦。係啦，麥兜都係一個好出名嘅一個即係角色嘅設計啦。喺香港亦都係有好多地方底下可以見到佢嘅產品嘅。So there is another very famous character designed by Hong Kong designer, which is 麥兜. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of the work. These are some of the also the Kiwi commercial.
係啦，咁你見到咧，嗱，好似呢啲咧，嗱，麥兜係真係好多呢啲即係唔同嘅廣告咧，
去做咗嘅呢一啲嘢啦。So you can see that when you watch in the YouTube Mattel, you will find that there's a lot of TV commercial which is cooperate with this brand. Okay, it's because also that because using this kind of very cute character and everyone will watch it, okay, and then they will notice the content of this TV commercial. 係啦，咁係幾得意嘅其實。係啊，咁所以咧，當然我自己覺得即係我唔會話要求大家會做到好似麥兜咁樣樣啦，係咪咁傻咩？咁但係個問題即係你要明白其實係有即係如果設計一隻好嘅角色，原來係可以玩好多嘢，而唔只係只係個動畫咁簡單啦。咁當然啦，其實麥兜最早出嘅時候係嚟自乜咧？唔知大家知唔知啊？就係嚟自黃巴士。即係呢個雜誌先嘅，其實佢本身係啦，咁跟住之後就黃巴士好成功啦，係啦，跟住之後就出咗動畫啦，咁跟住同時間亦都有好多其他嘅 product 啊、廣告啊等等嘅嘢啦。So actually, I'm not sure that you know that the history about the Mattel. Actually, the Mattel actually is come from a comics, okay, a magazine every week called Yellow Bus, okay, which is very famous. A lot of comics, okay, and then it become very famous and then they develop into a movie and then finally they got a lot of opportunity to produce the TV commercial and other products 係啦，咁你見到嚟好似呢啲都係一啲即係嘅 product 啦，都一樣用咗好多麥兜，即係你諗下，其實麥兜而家都冇乜片出㗎啦嘛，係咪？即係又唔係你而家睇開電視，你都唔見到有廣告麥兜㗎啦，係咪？又唔多啦已經，咁但係仍然因為佢個品牌設計得好嘅關係咧，所以係啊，其實本身個麥角色係似本身係麥麥，但係麥兜就有紅過麥麥，係啊，即係咁冇所謂㗎。你設計兩個角色，喂，其實嗱，即係嗱，所以大家咧有時設計個角色咧一系列係個好處嘅，唔紅一隻嘅時候就紅咗第二隻，其實都唔錯啊。即係你最緊要紅啫，係咪？我唔使理係邊一隻紅嘅，係咪？係啦，咁即係你會發覺咧，就算而家冇電影冇成啊，其實佢仍然可以繼續有維生嘅方法嘅，因為佢淨係賣版權啊，佢淨係賣版權出產品啊，佢都即係唔使憂啦，已經係嘛？So you can see that actually we will not see that there is no more movie of McDowell or McMahon anymore. You rarely see the TV commercial now, but because the brand is developed very well, so you will see that there is no movie or TV commercial, but they still have product. Okay, there's still a lot of different brand. Okay, cooperate with them. For example, the Temple. Okay, so that they can still make money. Okay, although they do nothing. Okay，咁即係當然唔係成日有啦嚇，即係呢啲神奇嘅事就即係唔係時常發生嘅，即係唔好諗住我係即我唔係期望話大家啲乜嘢，不過即係我俾你認識下，即係原來設計個角色可以玩好多嘢，係啦，等你明白即係一個創作可以好多層面嘅，就唔一定係話淨係做動畫就咁簡單啦，咁我原來可以做多好多嘢。Okay, so so I just want to make sure that you understand that for the character design, we're not just talking about the character design itself, but actually you will know that when you develop a very good character, you can develop more than you expect. Okay, you will find that there's a lot of different kind of opportunity to sell your character, to work with more more things，OK？好啦，咁呢一 part 咧就暫時就完咗啦。咁我咧就暫時會轉一轉個畫面先，又好。好啦，咁大概咧頭先講咗，原來香港其實做角色設計都唔差，都幾好啊。其實即係咁嘅時候，咁我哋又講下我哋呢一科嘅一啲 assignment 咯噃。係啦，so you finally find that when you develop a character, it's quite good in Hong Kong. Especially there is some of the budget here in Hong Kong. They try to promote the creative industry in Hong Kong. That's why there's a licensing show, some exhibition, and here. Okay, so now I'm going to show you the project brief of this module. 係啦。咁去到今日嘅尾聲啦，咁就講下呢一科嘅啲功課啦，係啦，咁哎呀，我放大少少啫，去做等等啊，好，放大啲。好，咁首先講下呢一科嘅一啲功課啦，等你有啲預算啦。咁我哋咧呢一科咧嘅功課咧有2個 CA，2個 EA 嘅。So I would before by the end of this lesson, I would like to explain a bit on the assignment. Okay, in this module, we've got 2 CA and 2 EA. Okay. 係啦，咁每一個嘅 CA 啦同 EA 啦，其實佢嘅比例佔分比例係一致嘅。So the weighting of the CA and also the EA, they are the same, okay? So first of all, we are going to create a robotic character design. 咁我哋第一個要設計嘅角色咧就係機械角色設計啦，係啦，咁就即係簡單去諗，就類似機械人嘅嘢啦。嗱，我唔想用機械人呢3個字去講啊，因為咧我會驚咧大家咧會設計咗隻即係一定係有手有腳一定係好似 Transformer 嗰啲咁嘅機械人，即係其實機械人可以單腳啦，佢可以飛㗎啦，即係可以冇腳嘅其實。即係你可以諗下個機械係咩設計咯，因為我驚咧一講機械人，一有個人字咧，你哋就唔知點解一定要諗有手有腳嘅角色，係啦，咁其實係一個機械嘅角色啦。咁你自己當然啦，到時設計嘅時候咧，諗少少 background 俾呢一個角色嘅，係啦，即係你可以即係當好似設計一個故事背景俾佢去諗，因為你咁樣會容易啲去做嘅。So for the first assignment, which is a robotic character design, but you don't need to think about that must be some character with 2 legs or 2 hands, just like the Transformer, or just like the Pacific Rim. Okay, actually your character can be with 1 legs or a flying machine. Okay, so you can think of any kind of robots. Okay, with some mechanic things. Okay. When you're thinking about your character, I highly recommend you to think some kind of background story about this character. Although I'm not asking you to develop a story, but you can try to imagine. You are thinking about a robot, okay? Which is in 2089. Okay, and then this is a flying machine. Okay, it actually is a transport. Okay, it can transport the people who work there. Okay, something like that. 係啦，即係你可以諗下。即係你到時去設計嘅時候，你可以諗下一個少少嘅背景俾呢一隻角色咯，係啦，即係例如我舉例呢個角色咧個故事，即係雖然我唔使你 develop 一個故事啊，但係你有啲咁樣嘅 background，你容易啲去諗啊。例如我個設定喺2089年嘅，呢一個機械咧係一個飛行嘅一個機械嚟嘅，舉例咁佢點飛咧？係啦，佢飛嚟做乜嘅咧？原來2089年嘅人咧，係唔再靠公共交通工具㗎啦，大家唔坐車㗎啦。呢個飛行嘅工具咧就係吊住啲人咧，就去由一個點去另一個點㗎啦。即係好似踩單車咁樣樣啦，就但係佢飛嘅，識飛。係啦，咁你可能諗少少咁嘅 background 咧，等你去容易啲去設計個角色咯。如果唔係咧，你好難設計嘅。即係你如果唔係話設計機械人，跟住你就會諗係。 咁啊有手有腳咯，有啲關節啦，有啲機械關節咯，咁就會諗係咁啦，係咪？咁但係其實你可以諗好多嘢㗎嘛，係嘛？即係所以我有時會覺得咧，你可能會諗一個 situation。會容易啲幫你去諗嘅，係啦。咁但係當然啦，我唔使你話要諗到我個故事咧要點點點，我有啲咩角色，我唔需要你諗。純粹我頭先講嘅嗰個少少嘅 background 咧，係幫你容易啲去構思嘅角色嘅啫，只係啦，你就唔使話我要諗好巨象嘅故仔嘅，唔需要啊。係啦，咁一樣啦，呢度都寫得好清楚㗎啦，啲功課會要你做啲乜咧？嗱。都同我頭先一開波嘅時候講過嘅嘢好相近㗎啦。咦？點解我試得唔到？等一陣啊，得試嚟到。係啦，咁當然咧，你嘅功課咧，不過你見到啲 project brief 咧，等間個個都重複㗎啦，因為咧所有功課我都係要求呢一樣嘢㗎啦。咁就係要由 research 開始啦，即係我唔中意大家咧一嚟咧就即刻畫嘅。係啦，我想你。例如頭先我講啦，我想設計一個飛行嘅一個機械咁樣啦，我唔想特登唔加個人字落去嘅，費事你會畫咗有手有腳。咁當然啦，你要畫有手有腳都冇問題，即係我話俾你聽，可以係啲有手有腳啦、冇手有腳啦、冇手冇腳啦嘅嘢都得嘅，係啦，即係一啲機械嘅設計啦。咁，但係我 before 你畫之前，我都想你真係 base on你嗰個初步嘅 idea，揾一啲相關嘅 researcher，即係例如我先講啦，我要飛嘅，我舉例咁科幻嘅，佢代步嘅，咁可能我咪 base on呢啲嘢，我咪揾一啲 researcher，我咪睇下啲咩嘢design，喂飛喎，即係翼啦，我估係咪？翼係點㗎？係咪好似飛機嘅嗰啲翼咁啊？好似嗰啲無人飛機咧，直升機嗰啲扇葉咁啊，點飛嘅咧？飛係一定係要好似雀仔嗰啲翼咁樣會打開定好似滑翔機嗰啲咁樣咧？即係嗱，你明唔明啊？我想話俾你聽，你由你嗰個初步嘅 concept，原來你可以揾到好多嘅資料。然之後俾到啲 idea 你哋先開始 sketch 嘅，咁我就係想你哋係咁樣去做，唔係一嚟就即刻畫咯。So you can see that in all the project briefs, actually they got the same criteria. For example, you need to start with the research. Okay, for example, I'm just talking about the robot. Okay, maybe I will try to develop a flying machine. Okay, something like that, and then maybe my idea is about the future. Okay, so maybe I will think about maybe I will looking for some of the image from the internet about what is a flying machine. Okay, what the wings will look like. Okay, maybe I will refer to the wings of the airplane. Maybe I will research of some of the helicopter. Maybe I will research of some of the drone design. Okay, to see what is the structure of the flying machine. Okay, so you need to do the research. OK，咁你有咗 research 之後咧，我哋就要畫一啲 draft 啦，係啦。咁我呢度就話啦，你 draft 啦，係咪？你要 highlight 住先 ，highlight，哎呀，high 唔到，得。係啦，跟住我哋就會即係會 draft 一啲嘅 design 啦，跟住然之後喺呢啲 draft 裏面，我哋揀個最好嘅啦。咁我都要寫咗 reason 嘅，係啦。咁咩意思咧？就頭先我講啦，你由嗰啲 draft 揀一個你覺得適合嘅選擇，咁我唔知噶嘛，我又唔係你肚裏面嗰條蟲，或者我唔喺你個腦裏面噶嘛，咁我唔會知點解你會咁樣揀噶嘛，咁可能你就要寫少少字啦，簡單啦 ，point form 都得噶啦，講翻俾我聽點解你咁多個 draft 裏面偏偏唔揀嗰啲係要揀呢個咧，咁你就要寫少少出嚟話俾我聽咯。So once you got the draft, the research, and then you will draft your idea. Okay, so you also need to write down some description, okay, next to your design to tell me why you will make this kind of decision. It can be very short, okay, you don't need to write a very long paragraph, or you don't need to write an essay about why you do this. You can using a point form, okay, to tell me why you do that. And then you will apply the color, okay, here apply the color based on the color theory. Okay, and then you need to finalize your design and then you submit your work. 係啦，咁最後就當然上埋顏色啦，係啦，咁跟住就交啦。咁其實所有功課大致上都係會go through一啲咁樣嘅流程啦。咁交嘅 format 係會用一個 PowerPoint 嘅形式去交啦。So you submit your work in a PowerPoint because you need to show all the process. Okay, so you will put all the thing in your PowerPoint. So if you draft your idea on a paper, you need to digitize into the computer. You can using your mobile phone, but remember, if you capture your draft with your mobile phone, you have to remember the lighting. Okay, you have to capture your image in a very even lighting situation. Okay, you try to not distort your image when you're taking your photos. Okay, if your photo is quite dark, okay, remember you need to adjust a bit in Photoshop. Okay, so that I can see your draft very clearly. And also, if you try to sketch on your sketchbook and using your mobile phone to capture it, try not to capture the rest of the table or other things. Okay. 係啦，咁頭先講咗啦，你哋嗰啲 draft 係可以畫喺紙啊，用筆啊咁去畫噶嘛。咁如果你哋畫完之後，咁你梗係要用手機可能影低佢啦，放落呢個 PowerPoint 裏面啦，係咪？咁記得啦，你影嘅時候咧，喺一個光線充足嘅地方底下影啦，係啦，即係你唔好暗到黑掹掹咁底下影，影完出嚟呢啲線又蒙查查，又睇唔到喎，或者你影相嘅時候。又唔好影到勾晒 full 啦，明明你係 show 俾我睇你個 character design，但係完全睇唔到你嘅 design 嘅，係嘛？咁同埋唔好影到咧歪嚟歪斜啦，係啦，即係你盡量水平嘅情況底下影你嗰張 image 啦。同埋啦，如果你真係畫喺 sketchbook 度啦，咁可能有啲 sketchbook 咧會有啲鐵嗰啲圈圈啊，唔該唔好影到佢啦。即係你影咗都唔該同我喺 Photoshop 執走佢啦，係嘛？即係我想啲 draft 咧乾乾淨淨、整整齊齊嘅，係啦。即係你諗下啦，你出面睇人哋好 pro 嗰啲 design，你都唔會見到人哋影到嗰啲鐵圈啊，嗰啲古怪嘅即係嘅嘢噶嘛，係嘛？即係我想大家都係即係 be professional 嘅，成件事都係啦，就唔好咁多啲古古怪怪嘅雜亂嘅嘢。咁成個呢堆嘢就放落個 PowerPoint 裏面啦。好啦，跟住第二個咧嘅功課咧，即係 C2咧就係做人物嘅角色設計啦。咁我哋做咗一啲機械嘅設計啦，咁我哋就會做一啲人物啦。咁人咧，我相信一定有手有腳嘅。就算你話唔係喎，佢跛嘅。咁跛都有隻腳嘅，咁你話唔係喎，佢真係斷咗隻腳㗎喎，咁你斷咗隻腳，咁咪有個拐杖咯，係咪啊？即總會合理嘅，係嘛？咁嘅做法啦，係啦。咁so for the second assignment, which is the CA2, you are going to create a human character. Okay, a human character. Okay, of course it's a human. So I believe that the character should have a head, 2 arms and 2 legs. Okay. So no matter the character got a broken legs or not, okay, but they still got the legs, okay. So it's still a reasonable character. 係啦，咁照樣個角色同樣地啦，一樣要 go through 晒嗰啲 research 啊、draft 啊、click clack 嗰啲咩顏色測試啊，一樣要做噶啦。即係我唔特別 mention 都代表其實係要噶啦。即係份份功課都要 go through 嗰啲 step，我哋就冇得話 skip 咗啲 step。哇，會唔會話啊我咧之後咧熟咗啦、熟練咗啦，就唔使做某啲 step 咧？Sorry 啊，大家讀完一個學期咧，我都覺得大家係仲未熟練嘅，係啦，咁所以咧仍然都係要繼續要 go through 呢啲 step 去做嘅。So for the second assignment, the CA2, you also need to go through all the steps, okay, including the research, drafting, finalize your design, color experiment. Every step, you also need to do it, okay? You cannot skip any of these steps, okay? You also need to put all the research things or design development into the PowerPoint, just like the CA1, Okay, because I still think that you need to practice more. Okay, so you also need to start with the research. Okay, so you also need to submit a PowerPoint. 咁啊，一樣啦，都係要交 PowerPoint 啦，因為記錄晒所有嘢啫。好，跟住 EA 啦，EA 咧，我哋就有啲得意啲嘅玩法啦，我哋就會設計怪獸。係啦，我哋 EA 咧咧就會設計啲怪獸啦，係啦，因為我覺得咧機械啊人啊太過正常啦，其實機械都可以好有趣嘅，我自己覺得係啦。咁但係我會覺得咧怪獸係仲得意啲啊，因為怪獸咧係可以好誇張嘅比例啦，例如佢有100隻眼嘅，10隻手，5隻腳，1隻眼。係嘛？即係我覺得怪獸有嘅時候得意嘅地方咧，就係可以好特別啊！即係好唔正常啊！人就一定好正常啊，我覺得係嘛？但係怪獸就可以好特別啦。咁但係咧，我哋嗰個 EA 咧，呢個怪獸咧，其實我都有個參考，即係我唔係希望大家亂 create 一隻怪獸出嚟啦，我就有個題目嘅，咁咧就係 based on《山海經》。《山海經》咧係一個即係嘅一個即係有好多怪獸妖怪嘅一個書嚟嘅，係啦。咁裏面有好多怪獸嘅，咁咧你哋可以自由選擇一隻怪獸，係啦，然之後咧去設計嗰隻怪獸出嚟，係啦。咁呢個就係有趣嘅地方啦，我覺得。So for the EA1, okay, you are going to create a creature. You can say it's a creature or you can say it as a monster, okay, which is not a normal one. It's not a normal animal or a human. It should be something very exaggerated or very interesting because you can think of very creative idea. For example, maybe your creature will got 10 arms, 5 feet, 1 eye. Okay, you can think of any kind of things. Okay, so I think this assignment is really, really interesting. You can have very exaggeration proportion. Okay, maybe you got a very one big arm and the other arms is very small. Okay, very exaggerated. I think it's very, very interesting. But for this EA1, although you are going to create a monster, but you also need to base on the topics. Okay, here is the topics. This is a very classic, very classic novel from China. Okay, which is called the Classic of the Mountain and Seas. Okay, there's a lot of different monster in this novel, these Chinese novels, and then you will feel free to pick one character from these novels, okay, which is a monster. And then you need to base on the design of that monster and create your own character. Okay, for example, in the novel, it tells you that the character is a horse with one eye or something like that. And then you need to base on this limitation and design your own character. 咁舉例啦，雖然我話呢個古仔即係呢份 assignment 係 based on《山海經》啦，咁但係個《山海經》裏面有好多隻妖怪噶嘛，頭先講咗，咁你就 based on 嗰堆妖怪，我舉例，可能其中一隻妖怪係有一隻眼同埋一隻就係隻馬嚟嘅。可能係啦，即係你 base on 翻嗰個小説裏面寫嘅嗰隻怪獸嘅特質咯，係啦，例如原來佢話俾你聽係人加獅子加乜嘅，我舉例，咁你咪就 base on 獅子加馬呢兩樣嘢冚埋咯，係啦，你諗下點樣冚啦？你就冇就最差嘅功課啦，就係獅子頭換落隻馬頭，跟住咧就咁樣去換啦，係啦，即係我就覺得最唔好睇嘅。你要玩啲新奇古怪嘅嘢，我哋意想不到嘅先係怪獸啊嘛，係咪？咁呢個先係特色嚟嘅，我就覺得呢份功課係好玩嘅地方就係可以玩到啲好 surprise 嘅嘢，係啦。咁同樣地啦，我唔講嗰啲要有嘅 step 啦，都係頭先嗰啲 CA1 要有嗰啲 step 全部要有晒㗎啦。同樣地要用個 PowerPoint 入起晒呢啲 step 咯，冇乜特別。So in the EA, you also need to put all the research, draft, everything into the PowerPoint, just like what you did in CA1. Okay? 好啦，咁至於 EA 咯喎，咁 EA 要教乜咧？好啦，嗱，大家下晝陣間咪要上堂嘅，啱啱阿老師咪喺個 WhatsApp group 提大家嘅，係啦，咁其實咧，你哋會喺嗰科咧會開始 develop final year project 嘅故仔㗎啦，已經係啦，咁我哋咧就希望咧，你哋到嗱 EA2啦，你相信咧應該係接近學期嘅尾聲啦，咁我哋就會希望咧，你哋喺你等緊下晝嗰科 story development 嗰科咧，開始 develop 咗個故仔，然之後咧就咁你 develop 咗個故仔㗎啦嘛，咁即係話我大概知道有咩角色啦，係嘛？咁大家就要設計嗰個故仔嘅角色啦。舉例，可能我個故事裡面有隻狗㗎，係啦，咁你咪設計隻狗出嚟咯。係啦，咁例如我個故事裏面，我嚟緊設計嘅故事裏面有一個爸爸嘅角色，你咪要設計個爸爸嘅角色咯。咁 EA2咧就係 base on你哋等間下晝嗰堂嘅 story development 嘅嗰個故仔，係啦，因為你而家因為我哋唔可以唔可以咁早開始 develop 嗰個 character 住㗎嘛，因為你都未設計個故事，係咪？所以你見到咧，我哋就希望你哋喺嗰科 develop 咗個故事啦，去到學故事嘅尾聲嘅時候咧，即係學期嘅尾聲啦，差唔多你哋就會實在啲知道會有咩角色你哋要設計㗎啦。咁我哋就會喺呢一科咧就幫你去設計嗰隻角色出嚟啦。咁就運用翻你哋喺CA 啊、EA 啊學咗嘅經驗啦，係啦，咁你就會設計一隻角色啦。因為我相信啦，你哋個 final year project 離不開機械人、人、動物嘅啫，係咪？咁其實頭先啱啱嘅 CAEA 已經 practice 過㗎啦，咁應該咧你就會有咗一個初步嘅經驗，咁你喺 EA2嘅時候咧就會發展得更加好啦。So for the EA2, actually is a character design of your final year project. Okay, what is your final year project? Okay, so actually in today afternoon you will got another lesson. Okay, at 1:30. Okay, you will find it in the WhatsApp group. Born is your teacher. He is talking about the story development. He will teach you to develop a story in that module. Okay, in the afternoon. Okay, so in that module, every one of you will start develop a story for your final year project. Okay, so I will base on the story that you developed in that module, and then you need to create the character design in here. Okay, for example, maybe after a few weeks, you got a general idea of your story, okay, of your for your final year project. Maybe you will have a father character in this final year project, and then you are going to design this father character in here in the EA2. Okay, so you will apply all the learning, okay, or all the experience that you've done in CA1, CA2, and also the EA1, and apply all the learning here. Okay, so this is the EA2. OK，咁有啲同學咧會諗啦，咁可能我個 final year project 裡面多過一個角色嘅噃，我唔係得一個角色噶嘛，係嘛？因為有時故事就梗係多過一個角色先有戲演㗎，係嘛？咁有啲同學話，咁我個古仔裡面有2個角色或者3個角色，咁點算啊？咁我係咪呢度要 design design 3個角色啊？如果有3個即係個古仔有3個角色嘅話，咁唔係嘅。咁你只要揀一個就得㗎啦，係啦，只要揀一個去設計，係啦，即係例如你個故事裡面設計有總共有3個古仔，3個角色，我就建議你梗係設計個主角啦，係咪？即係如果你個故事原來圍繞住一啲狗仔嘅，咁我其中有一隻狗仔咧係主角嚟嘅，我咪就係設計隻主角咯，咁就係設計一隻角色嘅啫。其實我哋嘅 CA1 啦、CA2 啦、EA1 啦、EA2 啦都係設計一個角色嘅啫，每一份都係一個角色，即係第一份係設計一個機械角色。CA2 設計一個人嘅角色，EA1 係設計一隻《山海經》裡面嘅其中一隻妖怪，係啦。咁 EA2 咧係設計一隻你 Final Year Project 裡面嘅故事嘅其中一個角色嘅啫。OK，so Maybe you got other questions about for story development. Maybe for your final year project, okay, you're going to design a story. Maybe that story have got more than one character, okay. Maybe you got 3 characters, okay, but you only need to create one in this module, okay. You only need to create one character in this module. So you need to pick the most important one character, okay. For example, maybe your story is about few dogs, okay, and then maybe only one is the main character, and then you only need to create the character design of this main character in this module, in this assignment, okay. So you don't need to create 3 character because it's very heavy loading, okay. I would like you to create one only, okay, to make it good, okay. So for all the CA and EA, you only need to create one character for each assignment. For example, CA1, one robot character. CA2, one human character. Okay. EA1, sorry. For the EA1, only one monster character. For the EA2, only one character for your final year project. So only one character you're going to design. But before you create that character, you need to draft a lot. You need to draft maybe 30, okay? And then you can pick one. Okay, so that is for all the assignment. All the assignment you need to submit in a PowerPoint format. Okay, as I told you that. So you need to keep all the design development process. Okay, step by step and show it to me. What is your thinking process? Okay. 好啦，咁所有功課都係用 PowerPoint 嘅形式交啦。OK，about the deadline。OK，咁啊，關於功課嘅 deadline，嗱，咁我而家 show 俾大家睇先，係啦。So here is the deadline, the submission date of all the assignment. For the robot character design, the due date will be week 5. Okay, today is week 1. Okay, week 5, you need to submit the robot character design. So we actually starting next week, we start working on drafting and research. Okay, so we're doing step by step in class, and then I will give you some feedback occasionally, and then you will modify your character design. 咁下個咧，唔係之前第一份功課咧嘅交功課日子咧就 week 5啦，咁今日係 week 1啦，已經係啦，咁即係 week 5即係5個星期後，我哋就交第一份功課噶啦。咁我哋咧由下個星期開始咧，我哋每一堂咧我就會同你哋做少少，每一堂都做啲啲，係啦。下一堂我哋咧就會開始做 research 同埋開始 draft 噶啦。咁唔使喺屋企做啊，即係我哋下堂我翻嚟，即係下一堂即係下個星期5啦，我先至話俾你聽點樣去揾 research 啊，點樣開始去 draft 啊，咁先開始做嘅。So after next lesson, okay, you start working on the research and drafting. And I was talking about how to do the research and how to draft in next week. So you don't need to do anything in this week. Okay, no worry. You don't need to hurry. What you need to do in this week is you need to buy a sketchbook. Okay, as I told you that, maybe you need to sketch your idea on the sketchbook. And if you don't have a drawing tablet, okay, you can buy one first. Okay, you don't need to do anything in this week. 係啦，咁今個禮拜乜鬼嘢都唔需要做啊，好開心啊，好他條啊，因為啱啱開學啊嘛，係咪？係啦，咁大家唔需要做任何嘢，咁不過唯一要做嘅嘢咧，可能就係你可以即係如果你想嘅話，你可以即係當然啦，唔一定要買 sketchbook 啊。如果我先話啦，如果你有 iPad 嘅，你個 iPad 成日都更新㗎啦。你如果覺得我平日坐下巴士啊，發下呆啊，有啲 idea 你都可以即刻 sketch 落個 iPad 度，冇問題㗎啦。其實就已經咪可以用 iPad 咯，係咪？咁唔使話喺簿，唔使買簿嘅，係啦。咁如果你話唔係喎，我都中意有本簿啊，實在啲話喺簿度開心啲，咁你咪買本簿咯，係啦。咁如果你屋企冇同學冇屋企冇Wacom或者冇繪圖板嗰啲同學就趁今個禮拜嘅時間去買咯，係咪？即係睇下格下價啦，大家互相喺個 group 度裏面share 下邊度發現到平啊都得㗎，其實係啦。咁 係啦，咁今個禮拜就乜都唔使畫嘢，唔使諗，不過你可以諗下你想諗咩機械人咯，係啦，或者咩機械咯，可以諗下先嘅，係啦，即係好似頭先講啦，你諗下少少背景咁樣樣，咁到你揾 research 嘅易啲咯，係啦，咁第二個 assignment 咧就會係第8個 week 交啦，EA 咧就會 week 10啦，EA 2咧就會 week 13啊，即係最尾一堂啦。So for the submission date of the CA2 will be week 8. And then the EA1, the due date will be week 10. And for the final assignment, which is the EA2, the deadline will be the last lesson, the week 13. Okay, so this is the deadline of the assignment. 好啦，咁跟住咧就講下遲交功課啦，係好緊要啊！即係乜嘢都唔重要啊！遲交功課最緊要啊，係啦，咁啊講下啲即係情況先啦，係啦，咁所有如果遲交功課咧，都會扣分嘅。咁總之，例如我講咗啦，例如 week 5交功課嘅，咁你遲過 week 5交嘅，咁梗係遲交啦，係咪？咁我哋就有啲 penalty 嘅，係啦。咁如果遲過1個星期咧，即係如果係個 deadline 係 week 5嘅，咁你遲咗1分鐘又好，遲咗1個字又好，遲咗1日又好，都係遲㗎啦，係咪？咁因為你遲咗就已經 submit 唔到 Moodle 裡面㗎啦嘛，你已經知道，咁就已經係遲㗎啦。咁遲咗你遲有1分鐘又好，遲1日又好，遲1個星期都好，我哋都會扣10分嘅，係啦，扣10分。係啦，咁你會話咁遲咗喎 ，Moodle 入唔到咯喎，點交啊？個別同學再聯絡我，你真係遲交，因為我唔想即係擾亂大家啊，係啦，咁所以遲交嘅同學仔你先至話俾我聽啦吓。Okay, so there are some penalties for all the late submission. Okay, so let me explain it to you today. For all the assignment, if you're late, no matter how long, 1 minute, 1 second, 1 day or 1 week, okay, there will be 10 marks deduction, okay, for your assignment. For example, your assignment is you got 67 and then you late for 1 day, so you will got 57 marks only, okay, 係啦，咁如果你遲咗1日。咁你份功課原先咧都做得唔錯嘅，你有67分，係啦。咁不過可惜啦，因為你遲交咗1日，咁所以就扣咗10分，咁你可能最終咧就得翻57分啦。Okay, but for any late submission assignment, okay, I would not tell you how to submit your work. If you are really late, just send me a message. I will tell you how to submit it. Okay, otherwise, every assignment should be submitted in Moodle. 係啦，咁頭先講咗1個星期啦，咁如果多過1個星期咁點啊？即係如果我真係第8日啦先交啊，或者第9日先交啊，或者遲咗2個禮拜先交啊，咁點算啊？咁 sorry 啦，咁我哋就唔收嘅，係啦，我哋就唔會收一啲遲多過1個星期嘅 assignment 噶啦。So if there is any assignment we submit more than 8 days or 2 weeks or 1 week, okay, we don't accept any assignment which is late more than 8 days. 係啦，咁如果遲多個8日就唔收啦。咁如果有啲功課嘅質量太差，係啦，即係呢度就係講啦。如果啲功課質量太差，即係有啲同學咧，即係明明我要去設計機械人，佢又設計咗第二樣嘢，咁啊，即係完全 fulfill 唔到份功課嘅要求啦，係咪？即係好難合格㗎噃。即係例如我要你設計個機械，你又走去設計第二樣嘢，係咪？你設計咗隻貓出嚟喎，咁樣樣，即係機械貓嘅得啦嚇，但係你真係設計咗同機械冇關係嘅嘢啦，我意思係啦，咁就真係肥㗎嘛，即係會 fail 㗎嘛，係咪？即係唔好諗住交份功課一定合格㗎喎，係咪？即係例如我要你要有 research，我要你去 draft，我要你我見到你即係有顏色測試。喂，如果你乜都冇交到嘅，你成日就係交咗個 final outcome 俾我，即係咁我好難俾合格你㗎嘛，係咪？咁所有 fail 咗嘅 case 咧，咁當然呢啲都係我會個別聯絡你啦，係咪？咁嘅話咧，我哋會俾1個星期你補交翻，係啦。咁但係補交翻咧都好啦，最盡得40分啫，即係只係救你一命，即係因為我哋都唔想肥同學嘅，係啦。咁但係你份功課太差，我哋又唔可以俾你合格㗎嘛，你明唔明啊？係啦，咁但係即係你明 肥咗就要重讀啦。咁我哋都唔係咁想你重讀啫，係咪？咁我都想大家即係入得嚟讀，梗係學咗啲嘢，然之後畢業啦，係咪？咁所以咧，我哋會俾機會你補即 resubmit 嘅。如果你真係肥咗嘅話，即係個功課差得滯，肥咗，而我哋會俾1個星期你補交翻。咁但係補交咧，最盡只係僅合格40分咯，係啦。即係你唔會話啊，我補完交之後，我仲會有80分。咁因為有啲同學會諗噶嘛，我做唔切喎，我遲交啦，我等我 fail 咗佢，我補交，跟住我交個80分嘅 work 翻嚟，得唔得啊？梗係唔得啦！如果唔係咁，咪個個都遲交。係咪？咁個個都發達啦，咁啊個個都係咪？個個都可以無限自己自定交功課日期，唔可以啦。Okay, so for any fail case, for example, if your work is in a very poor quality, okay, which is not acceptable. Okay, for example, maybe my assignment is about a robot, but you create other things, okay, which is not included in the project brief. Okay, for example, in a project brief, I need you to submit the research, the draft, the final design, the color testing, but you didn't submit anything except the final design. Okay, and then I cannot mark your assignment because I also marks every step you did. Okay, so if I cannot find anything about this development process, and then I cannot mark it. I cannot give you any marks on that. Okay, so maybe you will get fail. Okay, once you get fail, you will got 1 week to resubmit your work. Okay, but of course, the work, the resubmit work have to achieve the basic quality, the basic standard. Okay, you have to resubmit everything. Okay, show in the list in the project brief. Okay, you can have 1 more week to resubmit everything, but the highest mark, okay, the maximum marks of the resubmission is 40. Okay, it's the 40. Okay, you will not get more than 40. Okay, so maybe you fail your assignment and then you spend 1 extra week to complete a very good work, but the maximum marks is 40. Okay, you will not get 70 or 60. Okay, the maximum marks is 40. Okay, it should be very clear, right? 係啦，咁應該好清楚啦，大家清楚啲，點樣遲交功課會點樣罰啊？咁所以咧，盡量大家準時交，準時交啦。咁其實呢啲日子我都望過㗎啦，暫時都唔係太同其他科 crash 嘅，應該係啦，咁應該都 OK 㗎啦。咁大致上就係咁啦，大家都清唔清楚啲個功課嘅嘢啦？